Hello. Good evening. Greeting. Welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. We started a little bit later today because I had some other prior engagements that I had to take care of. But we're now here. And we are investigating something going on this planet. I'm beginning to suspect that we're not getting the whole picture from the governor. And so we may have to investigate that a little more. But to where, I'm not sure yet. Let's see, so... I do wish these, like, by default started closed. Let's see... additional information about the rebels causing unrest on Genis will help narrow the search. Okay, so let me double check in the mansion to see if there's anything else for us. Because we can't go that way. We can't go in any of these. Talk to you. No. So we can't.
New challenge for me?
We can't talk to anybody. No one who seems to have any answers anyway. No. Okay. So we're gonna have to explore elsewhere. All right. Let's see. We talked to you. Maybe we can go... Oh no, that's the beach. Maybe if we go back to our void ship?
Victory awaits!
Deceased arms and face are covered in small boils that ooze cloudy pus even after the death. Ooh. Sounds like a Nurgle problem.
We
My
need to
house
investigate.
would be proud of me.
Okay. Hotshot lasgun. Let's see. Arantak, Yurlet gestures for your attention. As you once sought my help, now I am seeking yours. The time has come to dispel the final shadows on our path. I have hidden the truth from you. I know a great deal about those who are disturbing the peace of the local ruler, and I also know where they are hiding. Allow me to show you the way, on the condition that you bring me to them. Why did you not say anything? No other path was open to me. But now our paths are aligned, and my decision was motivated not by caprice? I don't know if I've ever heard anyone use this word out loud. But by reason, which compels me now to be honest with the person who can fix all of this. Everything you've discovered, everything you've learned from your kind, they are all traces of the same calamity. A calamity that will eclipse all the strife and wars on the face of this world. All the signs were plain to see, but I was here, and the Mon-K failed to recognize the coming storm. Please, follow me. You must, if this world truly matters to you. Okay. If one of the Imperium's worlds is in danger, so be it. I will follow you. Let's go, Elantak. I pray to the gods that we are not too late. Okay. Soon you will see for yourself. I am already suspicious.
I considered these forests my home for a time, but I still feel myself a stranger here.
It's up here. Okay, those are rebels. So what if we were to drop down over
I
here?
won't tolerate weakness.
Okay.
Take a knee and bow before me.
Are you ready to die?
Okay. Oh. Lower your weapons. I don't really know where the best place to put everybody is. It's kind of an awkward spot for the combat to have started. All right. Okay, so let's designate our locations. So I'm just going to assume that the front line is going to have to be like down
I'm
here
not
somewhere.
accustomed to being ordered around.
And then... Oh, do I not get to define all of them? Normally I get to define all of them. Interesting. Can I just do this? Oh, that does have an effective range. I see. Well, let's just do it. Why not? We exploded someone. And then, can I zone of fear? I can zone of fear there. Sure, why not?
Show me what you've got.
Alright, and then... Guess we'll just buff Abelard.
Let's get to it. I'm here, maggot.
It's a lot of cultists.
Let's get to it.
Or rebels, not cultists. Alright. Let's just shoot in this general direction.
As the Emperor commands, are eradicated.
Alright. Got you guys. Let's fire again. I guess at you, because we can't miss.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
And then... I guess we just go ahead and do this. Revel and Slaughter. And then... end the turn. I guess I'm next, so... we'll go here and we'll buff ourselves.
Nothing I can't do.
And then we'll do this.
Already done.
Gotcha. And then I can leap down here and kill you.
Nothing of value has been lost.
And then I can leap over
Suits my
here.
purposes.
And we still haven't done a regular attack yet. Or we could recall. I think we
Not a
recall.
problem for me.
Alright, so let's just back up. Alright. We end the turn.
Hold on. Here we go.
Oh, we're gonna kill so many of you guys. I don't know if it's gonna be like a forced combat end, but we are definitely going to be killing a lot of these people. Oh, hey, combat servitor.
Scared yet?
Not really.
Let's make it quick.
High momentum.
All right. Kibla has a ton of movement, which can get her all the way over to here. Or... Okay, so I think if we get to here... Oh, we're not quite in range to be able to leap there. Oh, wait, hang on. I'll leap here. So, if we just do a leap here. And then... we'll leap... I'll do a regular... No, regular attack would cancel all my movement. Oh, everything would cancel all my movement. I think I'm just gonna bait the attack. Do I want to do that? I could... No. If I blade dance you... then I can kill you, potentially.
Come. The other side awaits.
Okay. Which then means I can do another flip here. And then we can go... Let's do... Let's switch to this and do Death Whisper.
Let your soul be
So you'll die on your
purged.
turn, and then we'll go
I
backwards.
shall not fail.
Okay. We'll end the turn. Now it's your turn. How far do your attacks go? If I were to shoot, I could kill you. Actually, so let's say I were to stay here. I can't hit any of you guys, but I can hit you. In my sights just gives you an automatic shot that is guaranteed to hit. And then... let's just mark
This
you as
tedium is
prey.
beneath me.
Is there somewhere I can move that has better cover? Not really. Nowhere that has cover against things I want to have cover from. And it removes my aim from, like, basically all of my targets. Well, okay, let's move here, and then we'll activate... Yes, let's go ahead and move. We'll activate Perfect
I am not
Shot.
your Xenos pet, monkey.
Oh. Get out of here, bot. Nice try. Okay, so we have that, and then I guess we'll mark you,
If I must.
and we'll mark you. Because you're about to die. So we'll... I think we can over-penetrate you. Okay, so that doesn't change the damage at all. So let's do this. And do this. Okay. Insta-kill you. So we have consumed one target. Unyielding beacon. Really? You are a vanguard? Interesting. Okay. Abelard. To be honest, I don't think you're going to be able to get anywhere useful. Maybe he can get up to something. Maybe if I send him this way. Go this way. And then activate daring breach. Okay, that gives us a ton of movement speed. So, and I think that cancels our movement if we, oh no, but we gain movement, right? So, because his bonus is for this turn, every time he does stuff, he'll gain movement. So maybe we do actually. Let's move to here and attack you.
A tactically sound approach.
I took care of this one.
Yeah, okay, this is exactly what we want. So go here and attack you.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Let's get him with another. And I guess go into defensive stance. And then we'll end the turn. Alright, Cassia. Can we do that again to different targets? We can kill you. Okay, so you can pretty much guarantee kill somebody. Let's do this.
Out of my way.
Ooh, okay, you didn't run. That's interesting. Let's put this here. And then all enemies are... No, that does not help. That only helps killing things that are in the zone. Let's voice of... No, let's not voice of command. Let's just shoot somebody. So let's shoot you. And the turn. Ooh. Okay. Argenta, let's move you up here and let you just start doing your thing. So, can I... No, I cannot reach with the flamer. If I stand here, I can do this. Okay. And then let's do it again.
I will not.
And then we'll fire at here. Alright, sick.
That is not the Emperor's will.
And then we'll reload. I guess let's just get momentum. And then activate Firearm Mastery to shoot
As the
you.
Emperor commands. This is unacceptable. This is why I was chosen.
Okay.
Doubt is for the weak.
Another shot. Another shot.
Eradicated.
And then we get Who else can we shoot? Can't shoot you. I guess we could shoot you. Okay, yeah, her damage is starting to stack up pretty high. And I guess we'll do Revel
do
and
it.
Slaughter. Why not? Because that gives us another stack, so she gets even more crit damage and crit chance. Heal counter is not reset between rounds. Okay, so right now we're at a total of... Okay, so it is 2 stacks of this. So 20 extra ballistic skill, 34% crit damage, and 12% more crit chance. And we just do 13% more crit damage. And okay, so her damage windup is pretty good. Okay, can we get to anything useful? I don't think so. No, I don't think we can reach anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stand here. And I'm going to use... Let's just go ahead and buff you. And then... Will you do it for beans? It depends on what kind of beans they are. Welcome in, Poketate. How are you doing? Let's just do this. It's not very much damage, but we can start stacking our debuff.
Ugh, my faith shields me.
Let's get to it.
Oh, she's the only one they can hit. Alright, Combat Servitor. Come on over. Alright. Hibala, let's do the thing. Okay, so we got that.
Trust me.
Do this so we can mark that. Activate Death Whisper.
Caught by the web.
Okay. And then
The shadows will
Dance.
see it done.
okay, we're not really stacking that much on you. I guess the damage is still stacking. Okay. And then we'll Veil of Blades in this direction. Alright, your turn. So, what can you do? You could kill that guy. Let's do this. You're a prey target. Let's do analyze. And then expose.
If it serves you. No weakness is hidden
There we
from
go.
my sight.
Alright. Abelard. Kill this man.
I will do, Mike.
Okay. Is there anyone else over here? There's not. Which means you're next.
It will be done.
Oh, just in range for a charge, too.
Over there.
Hey, buddy. You having a bad time? We'll sworn enemy you, because why not? And then we'll
Indeed.
defensive stance. Oh. What is going on? What is happening? Oh, they got reinforcements. Okay. I could not see the reinforcements because of where we are. Alright. Can we reach them? No, we cannot reach them with the vision. In which case, let's buff you. Let's do a shot. And we'll shoot you.
I'll return this favor tenfold.
And then we'll cast
I
Bring
may.
It Down on you. You get an extra turn. Let's see. Let's try and shoot you. Oh. Utterly wreck that guy.
I refuse.
Okay. Well. That worked a lot better than I thought it would. I guess we'll just give Argenta another turn.
Low momentum.
Shoot you.
My spirit fades.
Who else can we shoot? Let's move to here and say controlled
Enemies of
shot.
the Emperor will be undone.
Wildfire. And let's just
As
shoot
the
you.
Emperor commands,
Crazy.
faith
Reload.
without deeds is worthless.
Shoot again.
This is why I was chosen.
And then I guess we run and gun. Which unfortunately, I was hoping that would give me enough movement to move over to here. It does give me enough to move over to here, which means I
I'll
can do
do it.
this. Alright. And then why not?
As the
We'll kill
Emperor
you.
commands.
And we get one more shot, we'll kill you.
None can escape the
Wow.
Emperor's judgment.
Argenta is crazy good. Are there any more living targets? Because I'm feeling pretty good about my chances. Let's go ahead and reload. Oh, there's one rebel hiding over there. Oh, ad break. That's okay. Oh, that wasn't even her actual turn. That was just the bonus turn. Alright. Wildfire. We'll do this. Just happen to graze you. That's usually dispassionate faces contort in a grimace of pain and rage. Your elucidator activates when she begins speaking in her own language. I swear on Kane's riven heart, Muran, you will pay for your treachery. May Murai Heg sunder your fate and cast it away. May the blood of Eldanesh flood your throat. Well, well, who knew a tempest was raging beneath that unruffled surface? Yurlet closes her eyes, sucks in a breath through her teeth, and quickly murmurs something. When she opens her eyes, her face is once again a mask of cool serenity. She looks at you and begins to speak, this time in low Gothic. Please excuse me, Elentuck. I allowed the turmoil in my soul to win out over my reason. A slip like that could cost me more than you can even imagine. My very soul. I must be more careful, even in the face of treachery. Who is Muran? What treachery are you talking about? Muran is the one responsible for the rebellions against the ruler of Janus. But allow me to tell you everything from the beginning. We call ourselves the Children of Surian. Eldari is another name of ours. We are the echoes of the great empire that once ruled the galaxy and created new worlds. The planet that you call Janus is one such maiden world, the Lilethan, a haven that our ancestors made for their kin. For many millennia, only the shadows of our predecessors lived among the ruins until you humans came here. We are the heirs, and we are entirely within our rights to call the maiden world ours. However, our arrival is a tragedy, not a homecoming. Sorrow seeps into Yurlet's voice. We belonged to Craftworld Kudorak, which fell on the border of this star region. Only the providence of the merciful gods allowed us to escape the fate that befell those whose souls perished amidst the stardust along with our abode. Destroying an Eldaria craft war was a serious achievement. I'd like to shake the hand of whoever did it. After the calamity, the Lelathan offered my kin a sanctuary, a place of respite in the ruins of our ancestors, under the canopy of the forest created by the wisdom of our world singers, living alongside your kind who reap the fruits of our labor with such vulgarity. Oh. She's still down here just twirling her blade. I can't zoom the camera in on her, but it's very funny in the corner just hearing this whistling in the background while this, like, very high conversations going on. After the calamity. Let's see. Oh, who reaped the fruits of our labor with such vulgar. Okay, we already read that. So, why did your own kind attack you? I know not the answer to that question. Yurlet lowers her head. Many cycles have passed since I departed these forests of my kin. They cannot have forgotten me, can they? You came to Janos along with the rest of the Eldari. No, my path brought me to the Lilithan later. Yurlet hesitates. By another route. It was Muran who welcomed me here. He was one of the surviving Farseers of Kudorak. He was with a handful of Asuriani, who had escaped death and found the path here to the destroyed cradle of our kind. They were outraged when they saw how the Monkey had ravaged our flourishing garden. How are your kin connected to the uprisings? The Asuriani do not enter battles they cannot win. However, it is in our power to direct the currents so that the elements themselves wash obstacles from the enemies from our path. And so it was in this case. Muran the Farseer from the Kudoraks saw a future without the Monkey, and we followed his lead. We simply used the Monkey's passions against them, their love of freedom and anarchy, their love of domination and violence. Stoking enmity between servants and rulers is easy when your targets are governed by emotion rather than reason. My kin became military advisors to the Monkey, who rose up against the ruler of this world. I had a different mission, to become Vistenza's handler, since the rebels would be unable to get to her until both sides were sufficiently weakened. The ruler of the humans had never seen a child of Asuran before, and so she accepted the lie about a degenerate branch of Monkey dwelling far from their own kind. Yeah, why are you telling me all of this? What's brought on this candor? Elantak, your arrival has thrown my paths into disarray, and lifted the veil on the truth that had been hidden from me. While I was shadowing the human's ruler, I failed to see the signs. Signs that there was another threat looming over the Lilithane besides the Monkey's deeds. The threat should be familiar to you, as it is to other intelligent species in the galaxy. We call it Cylon Thresh, she who thirsts, goddess of chaos. Cylon Thresh and She Who Thirsts are the names the Eldari give to the chaos god Slanesh, their ultimate enemy. Slanesh is the god of passion, excess, and forbidden pleasures, and is known for his fickle and treacherous nature. Disfigurement, it seems you call these mutations, are the surest sign of this threat. By mutilating living forms, this malevolent power subjugates them and bends them to its will. You have seen the deformities in the faces of those who are closer to the Lilithane's body than others, the rebels who hide under the canopy of these forests. The Lilithane's world spirit senses the threat, and it resists as much as it is able. The living things that inhabit this world are becoming its weapons, weapons turned against the Monkey. Poisonous plants, rabid beasts, these are all like a blade in the Lilith's hand as she fights the coming of Cylon Thresh. The signs have been revealed to me, and they all indicate the presence of corruption on this world. Tendrils of corruption may be threading through the world spirit, poisoning it even as we speak. But for corruption to take hold of the planet so quickly requires effort. Effort directed by the will of another. Yurlet pauses. I believe Vistenza Viet is enthralled to the will of Cylon Thresh. What? Vistenza Viet? The governor who has duly served the dynasty and the Imperium for decades. Deckard, I hope you will not stand for such scurrilous slander aimed at one of your finest servants. As lamentable as it may be, the Imperium's history knows many cases where even the most steadfast followers of the Creed would turn away from his light. Gonaviet had to tap into many fonts of knowledge to turn Janus into a prosperous agri-world. Perhaps one of those fonts will be her undoing. Maybe she is tainted, but we have to find out for ourselves. Perhaps the signs I uncovered have failed to convince you. I pray to the gods that other proof, something more comprehensible, will emerge to sway your opinion. Silent Thresh is deceitful and cunning. She subtly penetrates the soul, offering false perfection, luring victims into her web with promises of a wicked ideal. The ruler of the Monkey perhaps does not even know that her soul has been corrupted. Why would a handful of Xenos go to war against a whole planet? You can't kill everyone. You struggle to understand the children of Assyrian. Do not blame you for that. We are too different. Yulet says nothing for a few moments, choosing her words. Monkey walk blindly into the future. We choose the path guided by our Farseers. Brudarok was the birthplace of the powerful watchers of things to come. Our leaders were selected from among their ranks, and their word was set in stone, unshakable like the universe itself. Muran, our leader here, is one of that group. The children of Surian are subject to his will, and he is subject to the will of his visions. Muran saw the Lilithane in a vision, suffering and crying out to be cleansed, and we did everything we could to rid the maiden world of the Monkey. Our lives, our desires, all that is dust compared to the light of the path Muran has chosen for us. At least, that is what my kin believe. I used to believe it too, until recently. Well, if we want to meet with the leaders of the Uprising, we gotta keep moving. Okay. There's a lot of bodies here. We do need to do some looting. So let's start looking around. In the dimness of under the canopy, you notice the outlines of machines. Portable generators that provide power to the camp. Some of the machines have fallen into disuse, and it would be impossible to make sense of the cables and wires strewn about the floor without the help of a tech priest. Darn. The floor of the bunker is littered with sleeping bags, backpacks, and the rebels' meager belongings. Clothes smeared with blood, primitive data slates, half-eaten Nutribars.
None shall stand in my way.
Are you gonna walk over the trap?
Is the Domin trying to comprehend the limits of baseness and vice? Is that why Viljai is allowed to live?
You simply have to hit every nerve you come across, don't you? Let's just chalk this one up to the Lord Captain's whims.
I see. Can you disable this trap?
Too hard for a simple monkey?
No, you're just the one who is most convenient to do that. Okay, I would like to check these corpses. Because I want to know... It's not better than your sword. And it's functionally the same as that. So I'll just move these into the cargo. Well, we'll keep one chainsword.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Shuriken catapult. It's cool, but it doesn't do very much damage. Very high rate of fire, though. I just don't have anybody who would use that. Okay, I think that's all the stuff that's around here. Also, there's something over here. Anything over here?
None are better at searching.
Ooh.
The
None
Emperor
are
favors
better
me
at
today.
searching. None are better at searching, except for Argenta, apparently.
I better myself through my service.
Alright. And then
Watch your steps.
I guess we'll try. I have Meltas.
Okay, Morak.
Have anybody else who can open it? Hey, there we go. Cargo boots increases the wearer's agility by +5 and athletics by +10. That's pretty good. What are you wearing for boots? When the wearer kills 2 or more enemies with a single attack, the attack does not spend all of the wearer's MP. Ooh, okay. +3% dodge until end of combat for each psi power used. That's really good. Do you have anybody else who cares about agility? I guess you kind of do. But you're using... Oh, you're using the Sororitas boots, though, and that's way better for you. You're not wearing any boots. What can I give you? Battle Psyker boots might actually be good for you. Abelard, you're using charge costs 1 less AP. That's pretty good. Okay, well, I think you also get Unyielding Beacon, but I think this is still better. Yeah, this is a really, really good pair of boots. I just don't know who I would give it to. I guess I could give it to myself. That might not be a bad idea. So what do I get if I raise agility by 5? We raise demolition for sure. And we raise athletics. But otherwise, I think I value the dodge more. Alright, so we took everything out of there. I guess we just go this way then. There are gonna be yet more traps.
Victory awaits.
Go up.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Okay.
Duty prevails.
Data slate with notes. And it's been rough for you since the meeting by the ruins. First contact leaves an impression on everyone, but when I recommended you to the commander, I never thought you wouldn't have the stomach to process the truth. Think what you want, but I'm still your friend. I don't want anything to happen to you because of your own stupidity. I saw your bag with the packs of Nutribars that our lads brought from the settlement. And if you thought no one would notice a couple of clips missing from Torben's backpack, you thought wrong. I want to give you a chance. Return the goods. You know every Nutribar counts these days. The stuff that grows in the forest is no longer edible, and we're in need of weapons more than ever. I can guess why you need all this. You want to split. Abandon our cause. Go back home and pretend nothing happened. But I'm not writing this to appeal to your conscience. I just want to say that you're a marked man now, Kurt. After meeting the higher-ups, cutting and running is the worst thing you can try and do. They are watching those who've seen them. They won't let you leave. Let's talk. Just talk. You and me, in private. Let me know when you're in the camp. I see. An Eldari autogun. Huh. Oh, no. Okay, I'm in Eldari, so I can't use that autogun. Whew. I was very confused for a moment, because I was pretty sure they couldn't use autoguns. That's not really that good, though. We'll take all the other stuff, but the rest can go in storage. Okay. Anything else over here?
I rise to the occasion.
The plant is covered in pulsating purple spots. Young shoots are already covered in similar marks, clearly a sign of mutation and not disease. Can we go down here? Is there anything down here? In the back of the corpse's head, there is a strange near hole that does not look like it came from any conventional Imperial weapon. A hole like that could have been left by a thin blade piercing the skull. Okay, so this is the guy who thought he could leave.
It's about time.
With the supplies. Probably. Oh, hello.
With fire and vigor, our Emperor, imbue us!
Okay. Are we fighting them, or could the seed of evil truly have taken root in them as well? Okay. Okay, well, we've been ambushed, so Cassia, can you... Yes, you can. Okay. So I guess let's just shoot you. And we'll designate this as the front line. I'll put this as the back line. And this is the rear.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Okay, and then let's go ahead and buff
Me?
you.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
And we'll have you skip your turn. I mean, I guess we'll just go ahead and mark
your Xenos pet monkey.
both of these.
This tedium is beneath me.
And then perfect spot. And we'll do in my sights. Okay. In your turn. We can't really get into cover. I guess the best that we could do is to move to this corner and then try and unload through them. Let's do this.
I'll do
this. Let's do Furious Recital, because why not? And then the turn. Kibala, you don't actually have any bonus attack locations. So let's do Blade Dance. And then we'll flip over to here and do
As on our old
this.
days.
Can I
Trust
mark
me.
you? I can. Okay, good to know. Oh, except you parried. Sick. Ooh. Nice parry. Oh, we have to move now. Darn. Can I move to here? I I can.
If I must.
Die.
I hear you moving. No more.
Alright. Can I make another shot?
If it serves your cause.
Alright. And then we'll buff. I guess we'll buff
Oh,
Abelard,
too
because why
easy.
not?
My
This-
tactics are flawless.
Double strike, blade dance.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just start flipping. There you go. Good lord. All right.
I sense something nearby.
Oh, it's definitely a trap. Definitely several traps.
Never doubt me. I better myself through
Xenos
my
lore.
service.
Master statue depicts one of the gods of the Eldari, an ancient Xenos race that once inhabited vast regions of the galaxy. Okay.
I have learned much in my
Giant ravenous
exile.
creature whose hide is pierced with spikes and spines. The skin around the growths is inflamed, as if the protuberances have appeared recently, causing the creature pain. That's a lot of rebels. Although I would like to meet with everyone and hopefully not fight everyone. Ah, I see. Away gate. Okay. A tall being in a fine, long garment turns to you, their face hidden behind the blank visor of their helmet. When they begin to speak, even from a distance, you feel the air around the figure grow cold. Mon Ki, you should not be here. Yurlet strides forward, eyes flashing. Miran, I'm calling you to account. You said that the greater danger threatening the Leviathan lurked in the hearts of the Mon Ki and their greed and ignorance. And all the while another enemy was looming over this world, an enemy whose tracks you should have seen in things to come. Silent Thresh, she who thirsts, is threatening this world, and you hid it from us. Answer me. Did you or did you not behold our greatest foe in the Lilithane's future? Did you lie to me? After Yulet's words, the two tall Eldari behind Miran start moving. One looks around at the leader, while the other lets out a cry, muffled under his visor. The rebel beside you cringes as though the Eldari's speech causes him pain. He strains to say something, but Miran makes an imperious gesture, and the soldier meekly straightens up and salutes, staring at the Xenos with slavish devotion. The robed figure inclines their head, and then they begin to speak. Yurlet the outcast, you left the path that was set out for you. You brought unknown Mon Ki to our refuge, and now you speak to me with unseemly anger. Your long wanderings far from Kudarak have altered your mind and tainted your sight. I'm going to remain silent. My wanderings are the path I have chosen for myself. Far from the walls of Kudarak, I have seen and come to know things that no other Eldari could hidden away in the craft world their entire life. Why do you deny my words about Silent Thresh? Is it because you were lying to me and my kin when you showed us the true path? This Elantok was the first person to discover the coming of Silent Thresh, one of those whom the Mon Ki call Chaos Gods. Without him, I would still be deceived by your words about destiny and the true future. Mon Ki revealing paths. It's ludicrous. Mon Ki bring pain and strife in our time and for all time. How can you trust a Mon Ki after what we taught you? After hearing the sorrowful song of the dying world? Miran turns his head towards you. It was not chance that brought Kururak down. Mon Ki destroyed our ancient home, stripped us of our defenses, doomed us to wander amidst the cold stars. The colors of these Xenos are painful to hold, but there is just as much pain in their hearts. Could it be fear? Despair? I cannot tell. The hues are too strange, too. Ah. She flinches and a trickle of blood runs down her cheek. I'm sorry to hear that your home was destroyed, but I wasn't there and know nothing of this calamity. Moran gazes at you intently. If these words had come from an Eldari, I would have believed them. But you are merely a Mon Ke, a plaything of your own passions. Any emotion that takes hold of your soul can drive out all trace of reason and honor. You're playing with words and avoiding the question. Notes of desperation and rage are creeping into Yurat's voice now. Hello, what's going on? Hi, welcome in from the YouTube side. We're confronting rebels who apparently have been led by Eldari, and potentially those Eldari are lying, or at least the leader of them is. But hi, welcome in. The Lilithane is under threat from our eternal foe, and yet you're more concerned about the presence of the Elentok than the corruption that is flowing through the veins of this world. Did you never consider that your war might simply be hastening Silent Fresh's triumph? Perhaps the ruler's servants, in their efforts to protect her, will resort to more and more instruments of corruption. Ron leans down over Urilet, his tone menacing. You left Krudarak in our darkest hour to gratify your ego. You came to us on the Lilithane, and I accepted you as one of our own. I even gave you a real purpose, Urilet the Outcast, and you dare to insult me, a Farseer? It was a mistake to let you into our circle. You have turned our efforts to survive into dust with your own hands. I am a child of Asurion, Miran, not a plaything in the hands of fate, which you claim speaks through your mouth. My choice of path is no worse than yours or any other Eldari's, and my path calls me to fight our true enemies, not eradicate them on K. If it comes to it, I will stand with them, for this Elentok can see what you are blind to, Farseer. Yulet's eyes are alight with fury. She pointedly lays her hand on her weapon, looking away from the Farseer. My duty is to protect my worlds and my vassals. If Giannis is being threatened by the archenemy, I will fight to the end. The words of a creature whose will is ruled by momentary whims. There is nothing you can do to make me believe in the strength of your convictions. Let's see. Okay, so if we were heretical at a higher rank, we could convince some other way. What have you done to these people? They believe you are their commanders. The Mon Ke believe they are serving fellow members of their tribe, their wise and noble chiefs. My gift is potent enough to ensure that the Mon Ke hiding these forests see us as humans rather than children of Asuran, and see our primitive structures rather than the traces of our kind. Okay, well, I want to stop the violence on the planet once and for all. Perhaps the Mon Ke can sense their impending inevitable end and are ready to surrender. Well, if so, the hour of retribution is closer than I glean to the weavings of fate. Perhaps the Mon Ke sense their impending inevitable end and are ready to surrender. Okay, so I don't know if working with this guy is gonna work. I think we'll go with the first option. No. Mutual concessions is probably better. So perhaps we can come to an agreement, make mutual concessions. A deal with a Mon Ke is like a dying star. Its time will inevitably run out. Then again, there is one way to prove to me that you truly do care about the well-being of your captured world. Eliminate the ruler of the Monkey sojourning on Lilithane, and relinquish the governing of this world to me and my kin. The Lilithane herself will stand as surety for our agreement, as will your compatriots who live on it, and the profit that you will gain by tilling the maiden world. Ron tilts his head to the side. Our human helpers will replace the leaders of the Monkey. We will be the ones who govern the Lilithane from the shadows. Yeah, putting a Xenos at the head of an Imperial planet is suicide. It is not my intention to have my brothers and sisters sit on the Council Monkey. That role will be played by humans. You may choose whomever you wish for this task, as long as they remember who stands behind them and heed our direction. Moran says nothing for a few moments, then adds mockingly. I suppose my demands can be considered a gift for the likes of you. You would not wish for anything better than Eldari stewards to rule over Monkey without bloodshed. Or you could not. Ooh, we have a bunch of options now. Okay, so we can still have the rebels turn on him. We can have Urilet help us. I cannot give Yenis to the Eldari. Humans will only be ruled by humans, but I promise that no harm will come to you. This is possible. I don't want any more blood, neither yours nor ours. You have my first take Yenis and inhabits into your charge. We shall do these things another way. I shall grant my protection to this form of alliance between Xenos and representative of humanity. Together we shall destroy Vicenza, and the humans no longer flourish on Genesis under my patronage. This is an awful idea, because the Imperium is not going to be okay with that. Yeah, I can't in good conscience give you rule of a planet of the Imperium. I can't do that. Let's address Urilet, because we do have Iconoclast follower. I can't convince your kinsman, but I know you're on my side. Will you help me save the Lilithane from the true enemy? Urilet seems to freeze for a moment, then turns sharply to Moran. Throughout all the cycles that I wandered amidst the stars, I was sure of one thing. Fate can be changed. Cling to your faith, Farseer, but I refuse to follow a blind man who is dooming his kin to a false hunt. I am going off on my own path with the Elantak. Moran's voice rumbles with distant thunder. You will not defy your masters and betray the customs of Krodark again, outcast. Stop treating my path as if it were a curse. Urilet's voice rings out, and barely suppressed rage dawns in her eyes. My path is not a mark of disgrace. It was what saved me from dying along with Krodark, a death it was doomed to suffer by your empty predictions. You foolish wretch. You've exceeded my patience. Your path ends here and now.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
I will level you.
Okay, so Cassia, you are probably safest like here. As for me, I'm going right for that guy. Adelard, you can go this way. And then Hibula, you can go this way. Okay, so which ones are these? Okay, you're gonna get a turn before me, so I should move here. And then you can pretty much just be wherever. We don't have a way to get to there, so I guess we'll just put you here. And that'll do. Alright. So let's do this.
I'm not accustomed to...
Alright, Lidless Stare hit a bunch of people. So that's good. Let's define the front lines as
Isn't
here.
this a job for the serfs?
We'll do Oh, we actually destroyed our cover with that. Oops. That's fine. Put that there. And I guess I'll put
Me?
that here
If you
for now.
insist,
We'll
Lord
move it
Captain.
later. We could give ourselves a turn. I think we give Argenta a turn. Because we want her to be able to do stuff. Yeah, let's just shoot like this. Okay, we clipped ourselves, but that's okay. And then Cassia, you can pass turn. Urilet. So... Okay, so we can use this at the end of our turn, so we should do that at the end. Let's mark you as prey.
Xenos pet, monkey.
Let's mark you as prey. And then let's mark you as prey. Alright, so that's all of our prey. We'll start with you. We need to save 1 point for that.
If it serves your
Perfect shot so we
cause.
don't move. And then we'll do this. And then we will end the turn attacking you.
If I must.
No! These ruby
I will
flushes
not
are
fail the craft
choking me.
world.
Oh, nice try.
Time to slaughter someone. Gah!
Oh, stun grenade. No. Darn it. Alright, Argenta. I'm gonna have you move up. And we'll start with a shot to you.
Guided by faith.
Just guaranteed to hit. Run and gun. And then we'll also do wildfire too. So we'll start with this.
Faith without I will not yield to the likes of you.
And then we get another shot. And our second shot is going to be this. Guaranteed to hit.
Heal my wounds.
I'll do it.
Give a bunch of stacks of our buffs. And then we will reload and pass the turn. She is stunned, unfortunately.
Your doom was foretold.
Ow.
Hold on.
Alright, so for me, I will step here and do a buff on myself. And then... Can we just outright kill you with this? Yeah. Goodbye. And then I guess we will... Can we death waltz? Can we death waltz to you? No, that's too far away. I guess let's death waltz you. Oh, instantly kills everybody. Cute. Oh, I have so many stacks of death from above. Alright. Abelard. Charge this guy.
Victory is imminent.
And then do
Great
damage.
Sure have.
And then I guess we'll just do this and endure. We'll pass turn. Oh, ill-advised.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Let's make it quick.
Okay.
Show me what you've got.
Nice try.
Let's get
Instantly killed. Also die. Oh, okay. You didn't die, but... Oh, there we go. Alright, so she's stunned by the stun grenade. Your target is dead. I guess our best bet is to just do one shot to you. And then we'll do one shot to you.
I will join the ancestors.
Okay, so that's the Eldari out of the way. These I don't really need to worry about. Let's go for you. And then we'll wait to hit you again.
Emperor, deliver us.
Okay, Argenta. I think I need to kill one more target. Okay, well, so here's what we'll do. We'll controlled shot. We will concentrated fire. And then we'll do this. Die.
I will not.
Alright, Kibala. Do your thing. I think it's from here.
I shall not fail.
Alright, and then let's make another opening. Can we get to that one? I don't actually think we can get to that one. Maybe we can. Does it count if we're here?
As honor ordained.
Oh, it does. Okay, rip you. And then I guess we pass the turn.
Out of my way.
Oh, attacking Kibble is a bad idea. Alright, so let's kill you.
You didn't stand a chance.
And then I have several uses of my abilities, so we'll just leap over here. And then we will leap here. It doesn't matter that you parried, we're gonna do this.
Value has been lost.
And then we will buff. Who do we have left? I think it's just these guys and Abelard, so let's buff Abelard. Oh no, we can't buff him, he's too far away. Can we buff you? No. Let's buff you then. Alright, Abelard, do your thing. Good job, Abelard.
I'm here, maggot.
Nice try. Okay, can she finally get out of this? Okay, there we go. I guess we give you a full turn.
Paint your death in colors.
And we will get an attack on you. And then we'll do a little flip. I think that's everybody. But not everybody. Oh, there's some guardians left over. Okay, well. In which case, I guess.
If only that were possible.
Oh, we don't have line of sight on you. No. Okay, well, rip. Urilet, move up. And we will designate this a new location to wait. I guess we'll do this.
I understand your intent. I am not your zealous pet monkey.
Pitiful attempt.
another shot to you. Alright, Argenta, do the thing.
As the Emperor commands,
This.
I act.
Let's fire in your general direction.
Strike is a prayer.
The darkness.
We'll do run and gun. And then we'll immediately clear the winded buff. Because we've killed enough people. And we'll do this.
My path that is not the Emperor's will.
Alright. People, you can't get in range, so that's the best you can do. And I'll just
The
do
shadows
this.
will see it done.
And then I guess I can just attack
Never
you.
wavered in the face of adversity.
Buff you. Yeah, because I get dodge chance for every character that has a buff from me. So I'm well over the maximum dodge chance. Okay, we'll just move as far as we can with you. Ill-advised. Alright, Cassia. Give her an extra turn. I think we just do this. And then
Doubt is
shoot.
for the weak.
Guaranteed hit. Okay, there we go. Your lead surveys the field of battle. May the gods guard us against pride and wandering in the vagaries of fate. They really want us to potentially kill Euroled. I do think it'd be interesting to do a fully dogmatic playthrough of just like, absolutely not. We are 100% Emperor, like Emperor leaning. Like there's no wiggle room at all whatsoever. Long live the Imperium. Praise the God Emperor. But a heretic playthrough also sounds interesting. You dispatch the enemies of humanity admirably. You'll make an excellent sanctioned Xenos. Are you alright? Alright. I am overcome with grief and anger and anguish. But if I give free rein to my emotions, I will be drawing the thirst of she who has already entangled the Lilithane. And, it seems, befuddle the mind of the one who was called to lead my kin. My kin have trusted in the visions of Farseers for millennia to show us our path amidst the stars, but throughout my life on Krudorak, I have too often seen knowledge of things to come. As changeable and capricious as deep-water currents, weave chains around the bodies of those who fear to enter murky waters. That is why I became an outcast, renouncing the traditions of Krudorak and leaving its confines to seek out my own path. Perhaps Krudorak's demise filled Miran with so much sorrow that it poisoned his mind, or perhaps it was hatred for the Monkey who desecrated the face of the Lilithane that plunged his mind into darkness. Or perhaps Silent Thresh was herself toying with the Farseer who had found himself amidst her poisoned gardens. Violet began speaking more quietly, though harshness breaks through her in her voice at times. I will never learn the answer to this question, but perhaps if I uncover the secret of Krudorak's demise, I might be able to lift the veil even a little on this mystery. There's nothing more to be done here. Time to return to the shuttle. Violet gives you a long, studying look. Wait, Elentok. Before you leave these forests forever, take me with you. To the distant suns. The tale of the children of Assyrian on Lilithane is coming to an end, but somewhere out there, among the cold stars of the cosmos that your kind calls the Expanse, there are others, deprived of home, lost, suffering. Violet shuts her eyes, and grief twists her finely sculpted features. We can help one another, Elentok. You will be my wings, and I your wounding spear. And your voice of reason should you encounter my kin. If that is still not enough, Violet thinks for a moment and continues carefully. I promise you a wondrous reward, Elentok. The treasures of my world hidden in the vastness of space in exchange for the rescue of my kin. If you remain true to your word and do not go back on our covenant. You do not lack for boldness, even your request is worded not as a plea, but a treaty. No, I do like this option. You do not lack for boldness. Even your request is worded not as a plea, but a treaty. But I like it, so we have a deal. Yverlet looks at you, tilting her head slightly. Do not forget that Lilithane still needs help. Istensifiat must be slain so the main world can live. And remember your promise. When we leave the Lilithane, it will be to go to the distant stars. Nuran saw them in his visions, and they sang mournful songs about the fate of my people. And I will fight beside you until the Song of the Stars turns into a funeral lament. Yverlet is a Xenos. She's a ranger who follows the path of the outcast, and her skills in range combat are without equal. She does not use human weapons and can use either Eldari armor or if she learns the required feature Drukhari. Oh no, they already showed this. Okay, so let's do some level ups because we have a lot. Oh, we just get Carnival of Misery now. The Executioner makes an attack with their primary weapon. On hit, the target suffers weapon damage, and if it is affected by any damage over time effects, immediately suffers 4 additional instances of damage from those effects. Does not affect the duration of those effects. Okay. That's gonna be kinda good. He gets... Until their next turn, the Vanguard attempts to attack each enemy that attacks the Vanguard or their allies in a 3-cell radius. To make this counterattack, if the Vanguard has enough MP, they can move toward the attacker. If Vanguard moves, the area of this effect moves accordingly. That's crazy good. I like that. Archmilitant, until the end of combat, the Archmilitant can make 1 additional attack each turn, including 1 additional attack on the turn this heroic act is used. The first attack after each use of this ability, each turn after costs 0 AP. Okay, so... Is this a new heroic act? Because that's what it sounds like. Are all of these new heroic acts? I didn't even think about that. Oh, okay. So this is a new heroic act. I did not realize that. Grand Strategist uses 1 combat tactics area. Every ally inside that area except the Grand Strategist gains an extra turn with 1 AP and 2 MP. For every enemy that was killed in the selected combat tactics area, the bonus is increased by +1 up to a maximum of +3, and the MP is increased by 2 up to a maximum of 6. So basically, we can designate an area and say, everyone who is in this area, as long as things were killed here, we get a bunch of bonuses. So that's cool. Makes an attack. The attack cannot miss and deals 50% more damage. It also deals additional damage equal to 25% of the target's missing wounds. Dodge reduction, armor penetration, and parry reduction are doubled for this attack. Wow. Alright, and then what do you get? Simultaneously makes several attacks. The number of the attacks is equal to the number of prey in combat. These attacks are equally divided among all prey in the bounty hunter's line of sight. The attacks always hit and always crit. Wow. Okay. Seems pretty good. Alright. I gotta know what's on his body. Singing Spear. Oh, this is a divination thing, and only unsanctioned psychers can use it. I see. Shuriken pistols. Rune armor is not as good, unfortunately. And this is also not as good. Who's using medium armor right now? Is it just you? Okay, so we should take this so we can give her the black armor. Oh, wait. Hang on. That 5% is not as good as the dodge chance that I'm losing by using that. Okay, so we're not going to use this pistol. Are we ever going to use this thing? Probably not. Because we're not a divination caster. Okay, we'll just put that up. Same with that. Okay, that's fine. Is there anything else around here? Xenos lore. Elegant arch made from some matte material. You see no joins nor traces of... What was that? Fascinating as if the entire structure was cast as one. Neat, but the shotgun we have is better. Okay, I think we have to return to Void Ship from here. Ooh, we finally have a melt-a-gun. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna take all that stuff. I think that she can wield a melt-a-gun. So we do have to go to the governor's estate. The thing is, I don't know who we would give up to take Pascal. But I do want Pascal with us. Do I get rid of Abelard? I think that might be what we have to do for now. We'll run with Urlet for a bit and see how that feels. Alright, so for you, you're also a bounty hunter, so you get the same thing. Oh, we have an ad break just started. I will take this opportunity to stand up for a moment, so I'm going to let this ad run. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Oh, I like that the designations for the combat areas are still there that I placed. That's kind of funny. Okay, so we have to go here. I would like to talk to the leader, please. Let me speak with your manager, please. I want to speak with the governor with my entourage. I noticed you seem to have some kind of a protective field around you by the looks of it. Greetings, your lordship. How may I be of assistance? You know what? Tell me about Janus. Vicenza leans forward. Janus is a remarkable world, both in terms of its vast potential and in terms of the work that was carried out to transform it into an agri-world. House Viat has ruled on Janus for many generations, and each new governor has without fail contributed to the planet's taming. This world was once a wild planet full of xeno beasts and utterly unsuitable for growing anything. To this day, despite our best efforts, Janus regularly rebels against us. Earthquakes, tsunamis, the emergence of new pests and weeds that invade the arable land. Sometimes I cannot help but think that this world is endowed with consciousness, the consciousness of a capricious and stubborn child who likes to spoil everything that we have achieved. The Mon K cannot tame the Lilithane. Ulith's whisper is full of rage and undisguised contempt. Your human breed have tortured this world for ages on end, perverting it, trying to sculpt your own existence out of a planet that is already perfect. You are the only capricious and stubborn children here. Senta pays no mind to Ulith's whispering. There are few people in this palace who are interested in the opinions of the help. What do you grow here? Mainly hillock and flint corn and red turnip. Apart from that, in the southern hemisphere, we've set aside vast tracts of land for the Grox population. And of course, I cannot fail to mention the several thousand acres of titled land given over to cultivated fermentable fruit for personal use and limited export. Well, Vicenza, I found the rebel's nest. You really? What have you learned? Everything, Vicenza. I know everything. And now you've one chance to beg for mercy. Your lordship, but I have no idea what you're talking about. You have woven your web of deceit in vain. You can no longer hide behind the veil of ignorance. Deckard has seen the evidence of your deeds, heard the cries of the tormented Lilithane, walked amidst the decay that you brought to the maiden world. Enough of your lies, chaos wretch. Yirlet, Vicenza exclaims breathlessly. How dare you, you filthy vermin. I'll have you flayed for that outburst. Your lordship, what's going on? The colors are darting to and fro like startled shadows. The colors know that they are the veil that stands between the soul and the truth. If the veil falls, all will turn red and purple. Even now, I can already see the muted purple seeping through. I've already heard enough, Vicenza, but if you wish me to repeat myself, we know that your loyalty lies with the ruinous powers. Vicenza clenches her teeth so hard you hear a crack. I, daughter of House Fiat, governor of Janus and citizen of the Imperium, serve no one other than the Emperor and the Von Valencius dynasty, and what you are accusing me of is merely a tool at my disposal. A tool that I have the power and courage to use. Do you think ordinary methods would have been enough to tame this demented planet? No, my family struggled for decades to subdue Janus once and for all, and it was all in vain. But loyal servants of those families who have resided on Janus for centuries helped me unlock a new source of power. Ancient knowledge secretly passed down from generation to generation, accessible to a select few, and which grants power over nature itself. How could I reject it? How could I undo all the work of my predecessors who were entrusted with Janus, who faithfully served the Von Valencius dynasty, and who with a madman's obsessiveness hewed this rock into a stunning diamond? 2 days spent among the initiated was enough for me to start hearing the voices of angels in my ears. Angels who gifted me the keys to conquering this world. And before you offend my ears with more accusations or moral admonitions, remember who has dutifully served your dynasty all these years. Remember who has devoted her life to turning Yenus into the primary source of wealth in your protectorate. Remember to whom your predecessor entrusted one of her most valuable worlds. Without fear of treachery or conspiracy, without me, without my service, my sacrifice, Yenus would be nothing. Pascal's Vox emits a pensive hiss. Behold, proof of why knowledge must remain in the hands of the worthy. Many lay people are capable of possessing it, but a wise mind that is not bound by oaths of obedience to the Omnissiah is vulnerable to corruption and free thinking, even more vulnerable than the mind of an ignorant commoner. What more proof do you need, Alantok? The Monkey has confessed to her handiwork. Did Theodora know about your inclination? Did she know? She owned this planet for many decades. She probably did pick up on the local gentry's quirks. But did she ask me outright as you are doing now? No, your predecessor was much more interested in supplies and tithes, which I provided without fail. Okay, so we have the option to be heretical and basically just say it's fine what you're doing as long as the tithes continue. Or we can go against it. I think we're gonna go against it. We're gonna go dogmatic for this one. In the name of the Emperor, I, rogue trader of the Von Valencius dynasty, sentence you, Vistenza Janus Viet ab Aram of Coronis, to death. You made a mistake in thinking that anyone would come to your aid on my world. Servants to me. Ah, I see.
None shall stand in my way.
Is there supposed to be combat? I feel like there was supposed to be combat. Where did she go? Are we gonna go outside and there's combat outside? Where did she go? Was there supposed to be combat there? Because it felt like the guards were supposed to do something. Do I have... Is there any way for me to open this? No. Oh, here we go.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Keep a sharp eye.
Alright. Everyone move up. Argenta, you move forward slowly. Alright. Disarm.
Right there. Let's proceed.
Okay, so can we disarm the warp thing?
The Emperor favors me today.
Got that. Got that. Grab the goods. Open the door, Pascal.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Uh-oh. Ah, I see. This is extra heretical. You just straight up summoned a Slaneshi demon.
I won't tolerate weakness. Purge you from existence.
The
All right.
demand your death.
Let's put you here. We'll put you, like, here. Actually, how far up can we put you? I think that's as far as we can go. And your turn isn't for a while, so you're next. Put you up here. Pascal, you can be here. Kibala, you can be... Not really a reason to put you anywhere that's not really far up front. And then I will put myself equally as far up as I can. We put him... Let's put him there and put me there. Alright. Cassia. Let's start off by just placing these. So we'll put the front line somewhere like
Do
here.
not dare ask.
Oh, I can't put it there. Okay, well... Put this...
If I may.
Here. Oh, I only get to move one of them? Oh, shame. Okay, in which case, let's move to here. Voice of command
If you
you.
insist, Lord Captain.
Control you. And then we don't get any movement, so let's just do this. Bang.
Faith without deeds is
And then
worthless.
we'll reload and end the turn. And then
I'm
you
not
can just do
a-
this. Okay, I can move the other stuff, so we'll put the front line here, I guess. We'll have to move it again afterwards.
Reading damage to bulk.
Maid of Honor.
Accept it.
Oh, great.
Embrace it.
She's gonna keep making daemonettes, isn't she?
Death to the weak.
You don't frighten me.
Blood will flow.
You did more damage to yourself than you did to me. Alright. So I can't safely walk through here without taking damage. We could shoot the daemonette. We could shoot you. So let's mark...
I will not.
Oh, I don't have line of sight to you. Let's mark you as a prey. And let's mark you
if
as
it
a
serves
prey.
your cause.
And then let's mark... I can't reach you, so we'll save the others.
This tedium
Piercing
is
shot.
beneath me. I am not your
Corrupted Noble.
Xenos pet monkey.
And then we'll just do this. Die. And then we'll aim at you. Alright. Argenta, let's move to here, which gives you access to the range I need to do this. Do
I'll do it.
concentrated fire. And then we'll just do this.
My soul sings in ecstasy.
I refuse.
Not bad. And then I guess we'll do just a regular shot. Oh, I guess I could just shoot through you. Or we could shoot you. No, we need to shoot the Maid of Honor. She's gonna keep raising new shit.
Minds exist only to be broken. Via delight beckon you.
Ah, yes. Pascal, what can we have you do? Let's mark you as the prey. And then you're next. Oh, I can't because I don't have line of sight. Nope, can't do that. I'll move over to here, and then I'll mark you. Do this. Let's just do this. And then kill you. Alright. Good job, Pascal. Alright, Kibula. Let's start doing the thing.
Trust me.
Ooh, you parried. That's not very nice. There we go.
To the brink of agony.
Let's flip to here.
I am unsatisfied.
Let's do this.
I shall not,
And
for
then
my
do
blade
this.
whispers your name.
Sings in ecstasy.
And then we'll do this.
Follow my lead.
Ooh. Stun grenade that stunned their own guys.
Pain cleanses the
Ooh.
body.
Argenta's getting hit though. Okay, so if everyone else is stunned, then I will move here. And I will invigorate
Nothing I can't
you.
do.
Buff
Not
myself.
a problem for me.
And then do this. Let's do this. Parried that.
Satisfied.
Alright, we're doing a lot of force damage to you.
I am your doom.
Are you sure about that? Okay, so you can heal your allies.
Chaos guides me.
Damage is dead.
See my great work, bastard!
You just shot through a daemonette, which did not go well. Cassia, I'm gonna have you stand here. Because I don't need you to have a range on people. We'll
I'm afraid not.
do... I do need to have line of sight on people. Buff Kibula. So she's stunned right now. We'll get back in the fight. So you're not stunned anymore. And then we'll give
That is foolishness.
Argenta can't act. Ah, I should have removed your stun. Okay, let's move this to here. We'll just do this. And I guess we'll shoot... We'll shoot you.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Oh, we missed. Oh well. Okay, you just keep summoning daemonettes. Great.
Excess. Burn monotony.
Death to non-believers!
Ecstasy.
Going great. Alright, we get a free shot on you.
If it serves your cause.
Piercing shot. And then... Let's just go ahead and perfect shot.
That is beneath me.
And then we'll do this. Oh wait, put this on you. And now let's try and kill you.
Another soul
There we go.
slips beyond the veil.
Nice. Okay, you're stunned.
To the brink of agony.
Also stunned. Alright, so can we just kill you? Raining blood.
Trust
Do this.
me, killing brings me no pleasure.
Splatter blood on everything. For some reason
This goes against the
we
tenets.
can't use this, even though I just killed something. But that's fine.
Stay vigilant. Curse you, miscreant!
It's fine. Alright, so we can heal
All
ourselves.
too easy.
And then we'll buff. Ooh, we don't actually have that much AP. That's tricky, actually. I think we do need to buff. Let's see, what does this give? Strength and toughness. Let's buff Kibala for the extra defensiveness.
Not my specialty.
And then no, I could try and bail.
Out of my way!
But I think I'm better off hiding here.
I am unsatisfied.
Alright, Cassia. Let's see. Let's give Argenta a turn. And we'll tell my ally. No, we can't tell them to get down. We'll just do
As
this.
the Emperor...
Alright, works for me. Let's go above. Until end of combat, Arch Militant can make one additional attack each turn. Yep, let's do this. So we get one additional attack. Let's shoot
I'll do
you. And the turn. Alright, if I move here, do I have line of sight? No, I don't. Need to move here to have line of sight. Is this enough? This is enough to do this. Let's do
Step
that.
aside. The navigator is coming.
Alright. Lidless Stare doing its job. Yeah, that'll do. Just gonna summon one more. Oh, darn it. I was hoping that would be the last one. Alright. Alright, Urilet. Just move up and mark her as your prey.
Target.
And then I need you to just...
I am not your Z.
Alright, that one's down. We are dangerously close to a Perils of the Warp. What do we do about you guys? I guess we can start
Stop trying, monkey.
putting debuffs on people.
This tedium is beneath me.
Alright, let's just do this. And then... Oh, we don't have another attack. That's fine. Alright, Argenta. Move up and do your job.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Absolutely brutal.
As the Emperor
Reload.
commands, I act. Faith without
Another
deeds
shot.
is worthless.
We could do another kill. Do this. Run and gun. That's fine. This one's free. Oh my god, so much power. All right, Pascal. I'm gonna have you move here. And why not? We'll mark her as prey. Then we'll put this on her. And we'll claim a bounty with this. Nope. Okay. What about with this? Nope. Cover too good. Well, that means it's your turn, Kibala. Do your
As honor
duty.
ordains. Let your soul be purged.
Okay, we'll do a regular
As the
attack.
tenets demand.
And then we'll aim for an opening. And we'll do this. Which did not kill you, unfortunately. But that's okay. I can kill you. Oh, really? What do you have that does that? Alright, well, we weaken the warp a little bit. Try and run. Oh my god. What are you doing that reduces damage? Force field. Oh, 50% chance to absorb everything. Okay, that makes sense. In which case, where are you?
If I may.
Argenta, solve it.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
This is
I'll do
fine.
it.
Cassia, please. For the love of the Emperor, please kill this person. Nope. Can we kill you with a fear?
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I serve the ruinous powers.
No. Unfortunately not. Uralette, can you kill her?
No weakness
Nope.
is hidden from my sight.
What about if I do this? And then I end the turn. Please die. This 50% doesn't feel like 50%. There we go. Like, eventually one of these coin flips will kill you. Urlet lowers her weapon, but her shoulders remain tense. She finally catches her breath, shaking her hair out of her face in a fluid motion, and looks at you. You have done your duty, Elentok. From now on, the Lilithane has hope for the future. A future without Silent Thresh and her followers. This world is yet to be cleansed, but there is a time for everything. Now is the time to thank you. Urlet bows her head slightly. I hope that's the last I'll hear about cultists on Janus. You are hoping in vain. The seeds these spawn leave behind may sprout in 100 years, in other people and other deeds. I pray that I am wrong. Well, I will most likely return to Janus in the future. I must keep an eye on my worlds. Urlet nods pensively. Alright. None of this is worth my time. Do you have a force field thing? Okay, so this gives plus 10 to persuasion. Could be good. Needle pistol is interesting, but I don't really need it. Well, we'll keep it. We'll hold on to it. Enforcer light armor is not good. Alright, let's do some looting. Because you better believe we're going to loot this place.
Watch out.
Ooh. Can you disarm this thing? Power grips, plus 10 strength, you say? Okay. A safe, which Pascal will probably be able to open. And he did. Yeah, so we had a bunch of Xeno artifacts. Sinister Diary. Heretical. How is this compared to your bolter? Not as good as your bolter. Okay, duly noted. That can go in the garbage. Bonus to lore. I guess we can give that to Adira? Let's check out the rest of the goods. Anything else worth taking? Can I kill these intoxicated, like, deformed nobles? Tome of Excess. Plus 10 lore warp, but the wielder suffers plus 20% more damage from psychic and navigator powers.
Dead rock encased in metal. Monkey structures are repellent. I could never live in such a place.
Fair. Oh, I guess that was the thing we had to disarm to get out of here. The secretary is shaking in terror, looking around at the devastation. Your lordship, what happened? Where's Lady Vyat? The secretary stares at Yrette in horror. His face twists, but he cannot seem to let out a single word. Janos was under two distinct threats, the corruption of chaos in the form of Vistine Vyat and her associates, and the Xenos who had manipulated the servants of the Imperium. I dealt with them both. Heresy. Xenos. The secretary makes a protective gesture in the air. God Emperor, preserve us. Your lordship, you have surely saved us from our doom. We will immediately begin scouring the planet to root out any remaining conspirators and traitors. The secretary begins to speak, but thinks better of it, instead choosing to step aside and bow its head as you pass. I mean, I kind of want to hear what he had to say. I guess we don't have the option to ask him. Okay.
A new challenge for me?
Alright, well, I think that solves the problem here, right? Locksmaster is waiting orders regarding the fate. Okay. Can we talk to you for some more info? Your lordship, speaking with you is always an honor. No, I think that that's all we need to do here. I don't think we need to do any further investigations or accusations. Return to the void ship. We now have control over the Grainers of Janus. The promise of help given to the Liege of Footfall of Ladame Tokar can now be fulfilled should the Road Trader so desire. So we can choose to not send supplies to Footfall, allowing the righteous Incendia Corda to restore imperial order on the lawless station. Or we can send provisions to Footfall, giving its inhabitants new hope and asserting their right to rule over the station. I'm gonna say we do the Iconoclast option. Jungle Heat, resolve the crisis on Giannis. Excellent. The inhabitants of Footfall Station will praise the rogue trader who spared them the painful choice between starvation and succumbing to the reign of the Incendia Corda. So we gained a bunch of experience, and we gained profit factor and more Iconoclast rank. To welcome the new rogue trader, the Adeptus Mechanicus's planetary office brought to the ship an offering of several versatile macrocombines, ancient machines whose carcasses had been found on Giannis and carefully restored. The sacred steel titans will serve the Font Valencius dynasty. Okay, well. First things first. Let's see. We can do Chem Princes. Many planetary aristocrats have stained themselves with incompetence and lost their titles. A new nobility of Chem Princes will be created out of subjects who prove capable in sciences and governance. Those who succeed in wisely managing their agri-complex fiefs, strictly maintaining obedience among the commoners, and increasing the output of rare organic chemicals will keep their positions. So we can get a continuous supply of stimulants, raised security, and then we get chemicals and provisions. Ultraquisitors. In the days of the mutiny, many among Giannis's pampered nobility fled the planet. They are to be replaced with more enterprising servants. A small but ambitious Ultraquisitor syndicate belonging to the Cosbolica mission has contacted the rogue trader with a little request to entrust the governance of Giannis to them. With Vladimir Tokara pushing all of his competitors out of the cold trade, the Ultra-Inquisitors are hoping to change their line of business and become dignified aristocrats serving House Font Valencius. So this would give us a bunch of reputation with Cosbelica. We would get a consumable gas grenade. And Sophocracy. Giannis is ailing, and who better to cure it than the sage genitors of the Magus Biologus? Management of the agri-complexes will be taken away from the aristocrats and handed over to the servants of the Omnissiah, who will synchronize their operations for the benefit of the planet. So, in this case, we don't gain any consumables. But we gain a bunch of provisions. And we gain efficiency and security. I think we side with the Omnissiah here, with the Techno Maguses, because the Magos is going to be able to do a lot here. And while we don't get this huge boost to RP, we can also just get loot to raise this. This is going to be very hard to beat, because this one gives ×2 provisions, ×4 chemicals. That's nice. This gives complacency, which I guess is useful, and profit factor. But efficiency and also these is very good. So we'll do that. Alright. So that was the first thing to do here. Go to the snow world. Okay, so we already did that. So we've handled everything in the system, I believe. Oh wait, no, we have to go to the bridge. Because we need to talk to the Voxmaster. Right? Yes, Voxmaster Victus. A thin, pale woman stands out among the rest of the crew. There's a thick bundle of cables coming out of the back of her skull and disappearing under her ceremonial garment. You can see the grate of a quietly humming Vox where her mouth should be. The woman sees you and bows her head in a respectful greeting. Yeah, sure. Connect me to the vessel's main channel. I wish to bolster the morale of my crew. Voxmaster nods obediently and presses several switches on the device she's on. It is done, Lord Captain. You address the crew with a rousing speech, and you hear your voice roll through the ship, reaching even the normally quiet corners of the vessel. When the broadcast ends, you hear distant shouts of approval. Excellent. That will be all for now. I live to serve, Lord Captain. Okay, so I guess that's not something that we need to do, in which case... back to the map. Start new routes. Read the weft and weave of the warp. Ooh. We can make it safe. Scanning new systems anomaly or participating in non-combat events. Okay, so... let's see. So I know we need to go here, and I know we need to go here. Wow, there's like so many things we have to go do. Okay, tell you what. Let's try to make our way to here. Which I assume means we're gonna have to go this way. Is there anywhere, like, relatively safe that we could do? Because otherwise we're going to spend a lot of points just getting to these locations. Alright, let's do this one. Let's see what unsafe is like. The tranquility of the warp jump was disturbed by reports of frightening sounds and visions that descended upon the crew. Hundreds of people reported knocking and screaming behind the bulkheads of the void vessel, the sound of nails scratching against the hull, and the elongated Eldari-like shadows thrashing along the long passageways. The phenomena were most prominent in the far corner of an officer deck where the new Lord Captain's companion, named Urlet, had made her home. The ship left the hostile immaterium and returned to real space. The warp jump went surprisingly smoothly. None of the deck officers on duty reported any incidents. However, a strange discovery awaited the Lord Captain when he returned to his quarters. The bed was unmade, and the impression of a head was still visible on the pillow. There were no other signs of intrusion. The guards swore under oath that nobody had entered the Lord Captain's quarters. The Immaterium released its grip on us this time. Alright. Go inside. What do we got? We have no hostiles in this system, which is a change. Let's scan this system. Alright, that's just an ash world. This is... ooh, we have a couple things to do here. Phlogiston. Archaeotech mechanism. A surviving piece of an archaeotech mechanism of unknown purpose discovered among the wreckage. Okay, we'll take that. Yes, we will start extracting that stuff. Let's scan. Promethium, which we will absolutely take. Promethium is fuel. I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of mining thing on this as well. Plasteel. Yeah, I guess. We have some extra ones now. Okay, so we fully scanned this area. Did that give us any more insight? We did not get any more insight. Okay. Let's reduce the route difficulty to safe. and travel here. My apologies, Lord Captain. The enforcers report that your pet Eldari is in a foul mood and is moving towards the captain's bridge. We didn't dare to stop her, but I expect that you have a difficult conversation ahead of you. What is it, Eurolette?
Please spare me a brief moment of your time, Elantak.
She quietly appears beside the throne, exhausted and anger set upon her brow.
Azurion knows that I do not care about the curious glances of Monkey. I grew inured to them back in the blossoming gardens of the Lilithon. They curse me from afar. They follow my every move. They ward themselves against me. Let them. After all, what can be done with such weak-minded, primitive creatures?
I see.
And still, one monkey stunt has caused the cup of my patience to spill over. She dared to approach me, to speak to me, and touching my hand, she suggested that we withdraw somewhere private. She wanted... Morag. The mere memory of it stirs up a tempest in my soul.
Right, so they probably forsake moments of passion like that because theirs is a society that was hedonistic so badly that they created a god that wants to kill them for it. Okay, so... My people have behaved contemptibly, and I apologize for it.
I accept your words, Elantak.
Oh,
And
she she tilts her head to the side as if she cannot believe what she's just heard and looks intently into your eyes. I mean, I am serious. Like, you're a guest on the ship, and while they don't have to like you, they shouldn't, like, get in your space.
Try to imagine, Elantak, being lusted after by a wild beast. It is foul, disgusting, so vile that it makes your very soul shudder.
Ooh. For you, I'm willing to become a wild animal or a docile pet. No, somehow I think she would not like that. I understand that this incident was unpleasant for you, but it does not mean that all humans are animals.
No. Your kind, simple souls and narrow minds are the root of all these flaws. Narrow minds and simple souls. Every day, I feel as if I am caught in a trap, surrounded by a pack of wild animals. I am prepared to pay this price to find my kin, but everything has its limit.
I don't think you fully understand human thoughts and actions. It will take time, but I can help you make sense of them.
I have walked the path of awakening, Elantak, and learned to see that which is hidden and hear that which is unspoken. When I found myself on the Lilithon, I watched your kind long enough to understand the true nature of Monkey. I do not think you can tell me anything I do not already know. Nevertheless, I will not protest. Conversations with you are the only thing on this ship that can ease my solitude.
I do kind of like her. You are a Xenos, a strange and unknown creature. And humans strive to understand the unknown, but the unknown is the most frightening of all.
Had any of them wished to understand my nature, they would have already run away in fear from one who walks the path of the outcast. But they are just trying to provoke me, hurt me. No. Monkey are driven by their instincts. To survive, to breed, to ensure the preservation of their species and the annihilation of those who threaten them.
I see.
It is neither good nor bad. It simply is.
I guess I can't argue with that. Sometimes we struggle to understand the motives behind our own actions, though.
It was emotions that once brought down my kind, Elantok, toppling us from our pedestal as rulers of the galaxy. Indulging your weaknesses or whims does not make your species any more attractive.
Oh, fair. Well, all humans are different, though, as I imagine all Eldar are different, so my people's interest in you was not intended to be an insult.
Elantok, please understand that I do not find Monkey attractive. The mere thought of being intimate with one of your kind...
I mean, that's fair. Like, it's understandable, but you could just say no.
Our conversation has only proved my point, Elantok. That Monkey and the children of Azurian are as different as night and day. Eldari do not simply see the world differently. They see more than any monkey can ever comprehend.
Well, what do you see that I do not?
What do I see? Your words ring with the desire to know the soul of another. But will you be able to comprehend my answer?
Not necessarily, but that doesn't mean you can't try.
I will need time to put the entire truth of this world into the meager language to which your ears are accustomed. When I find my answer, I will pay you a visit.
Okay. I look forward to it. Alright, let's go back to the map. Okay, so... chart routes. So I guess let's go here. Lord Captain, I keep receiving reports about malfunctions among the various ship systems. This time we're dealing with inexplicable temperature fluctuations. Thermal control failures were observed not only in individual compartments, but even in the soldiers' protective equipment. Several crew members have suffered from burns and frostbite. The tech priests are performing the rites of machine spirit pacification and remain convinced that the issues were caused by the spirit's obstinacy and defiance. The reports claim the incidents remain well within the scope of expected performance parameters. Over the last few days, complaints about the malfunctioning thermal controls have dwindled, but the crew members have started whispering that our vessel is haunted. The tech priest's assurances that only the machine spirit's tempers are to blame are doing nothing to dissuade these ridiculous rumors. Okay, we got pulled into an event. Nope. I am about to take a bath, maybe? No, I'm floating. The walls are bleeding and I'm floating. Wow, that's horrifying. Wow, that's terrifying. Sarback, how could you let this happen? An assassination attempt upon the rogue trader in his own chambers, right under the noses of your enforcers. A fierce growl rumbles deep in Abelard's throat. I don't know if it was an assassination attempt. I think it was potentially some kind of warp manifestation. The Master-at-Arms radiates grim fury. Her eyes are dark, her lips pursed. With a practiced hand, she removes the maul from her belt and offers it to you. An unforgivable error. I accept full responsibility and ask for due punishment. I want an explanation, not vain self-chastisement. Put that weapon away and take the end report. Starbuck hesitates for a moment before reporting them all back. Understood, Lord Captain. Reporting. All adjacent decks have been isolated. We have begun our search for the culprit and have set up investigation headquarters on the officer's deck. The substance has been analyzed and confirmed to be blood containing traces of major mutations. Oh, okay, hang on. That definitely was not just warp shit. While it poses no risk of infection to your lordship, the very presence of such a genetic aberration on board is a serious threat to the safety of the ship and must be addressed promptly. Once word of this gets out, many among the crew will surely see it as a brazen challenge to your status as rogue trader. What genetic aberration? The heresy of mutation. Mutants are vicious beasts who sow only ruin and death. They are devoid of all humanity, and the vile blood that runs through their veins feeds their unclean thoughts and urges. Numerous accounts speak of entire colonies falling prey to bloody uprisings staged by these creatures, all because their governors were too squeamish to order genetic purges. You don't say. I wonder why somebody we don't consider human and exterminate by the thousand would think to revolt. What a crazy mystery. Alas, the Imperium's enemies are not limited only to those outside its borders. Mutants can become a considerable threat, especially when given the chance to organize. The heretics have revealed themselves and are eager to fight. Then fight we shall. Let the vessel be purged of their filth. Could this have been an assassination attempt? Then they would have filled the bath with acid or poison instead. There are easier ways to kill someone than drowning them in blood, as foul as the blood may be. Cassie shudders. I beg to differ. Were something of this sort to happen to me, and my heart would surely stop. What do you intend to do next? As one, every enforcer present gets on their knees. Lord Captain, this incident has cast a shadow on your honor. We only ask for one thing, a chance to absolve ourselves of our guilt. Allow me to head to the officer's deck at once so that I may lead the investigation personally. That is precisely what Theodora would have done. Entrust the matter to our faithful servants. However, I would still advise you observe the Master-at-Arms at work, Lord Captain. It may prove enlightening. You agreed with Avalon that there was no need to change the established procedures. Okay. Should the Lord Captain wish to monitor the investigation, my people and I would consider it an honor. I am curious to see you in action, and I will preside over the investigation. Of course, Lord Captain. I will arrange for an area befitting your status to be prepared on the officer's deck. Alright, well, let's deal with that now, I guess. Back to the officer's deck, and we'll just bring the same party with us, and we'll do their level ups, because why not? We're in an ad break right now, so we may as well. Starbuck barks as the officers gather before you. His lordship, the rogue trader, has seen fit to honor us with his presence in order to monitor the course of the investigation. You're expected to perform your duties immaculately and report your every step to me. Should any of your actions bring shame to the enforcers, you will answer to me personally. Lord Captain, the 3 officers before you have been tasked with conducting the investigation. The first, Captain Klein, is a veteran with a record of quelled uprisings of mutant abominations in the colonies. Captain Ginevri is young, but she has already preempted several mutinies among the ship's rabble. Lastly, there's Captain Frotko. His interrogation skills deserve credit, and he knows how to instill fear and respect firmly in the minds of the riffraff. What are your findings thus far? We've discovered a worker's corpse, mutilated and desiccated. We're still looking into the man's identity and position, but the chirurgeon's report has confirmed that among all the blood that was pumped into your bath chamber, the blood-carrying mutations was indeed his. The workers from the nearby decks have all been checked for genetic aberrations, but the mutations identified are all within the norm for laboring masses. They're being rounded up for interrogation as we speak. Eurilette frowns as she surveys the deck. So much noise and empty violence. I am surprised you're able to find anything in this pandemonium of your own making. Do you have any working theories? The mutants are plotting, Klein spits in disgust. They've been breeding like void rats, so they're getting cocky. Must have wanted to infect your lordship with their plague. It wasn't an attempt on the Lord Captain's life, it was a threat. The rabble are planning a revolt, so they're trying to terrorize us. Soon you'll drown in blood. Insurgents pride themselves on such metaphors. Meanwhile, Captain Hrotko is convinced that it was the work of Votvier's surviving cultists. However, I believe this is to be a warning rather than a threat. What we need to establish is who is trying to warn us, and of what. Even take into account the neighboring decks only, that constitutes hundreds of people. How do you plan to question them all? Our interrogation techniques are broad and varied. However, nothing looses the tongue like corporal punishment. Beatings, mutilations, torture, public executions. Sarbeck almost purrs as she lists ways of making people suffer. When combined with psychological pressure, such methods work wonders. I do think it is an unfortunate necessity in this time. Let us return to other matters. Indeed, Lord Captain. Most unfortunate, says the Master-at-Arms, a bloodthirsty smirk stealing across her face. What do you propose we investigate first? The body. Once we have ascertained the dead man's identity, we will be able to locate his associates and narrow down the number of suspects. Captain Klein is in charge of examining the corpse. Yes, your lordship. I'm almost done with my report. As soon as it's ready, I'll deliver it to you. Let us begin. While we wait for Klein to report back, please enjoy the refreshments that have been prepared for you, Lord Captain. A pair of enforcers with batter faces escorting Infernus Master Heinrich Montag. His lip is busted, his knuckles are grazed and covered with blood, and there's a chewed up glow stick between his teeth. One of the enforcers droned nasally. We apprehended him while he was trying to break through to the detained rabble. Got into a scuffle, we barely managed to restrain the troublemaker. He demanded an audience with you, Mistress Sarbeck. The Master-at-Arms nods, and the enforcers release their prisoner. Heinrich is his clothing and approaches confidently. What do your enforcers think they're doing, Jocasta? Why are you assaulting my people, denying them water like they're criminals? You got teenagers and elderly folk here. They're all just ordinary workers. They've done nothing wrong. No, Heinrich, what do you think you're doing? Attacking my people, chastising me in front of the Lord Captain? Get out before I have you charged. Heinrich looks up at you. Your lordship, I ask you to please protect your servants from this abuse. Ooh. Explain yourselves. The enforcers are reveling in their impunity, treating the crew like cattle, especially my clan. Many in their custody are dying of thirst or injuries. My sister and niece are there too. I don't expect them to be exempted from the investigation, but I'm begging you to put an end to these assaults and let my people have some food and water. This is what the procedure demands. Intimidation loosens tongues. Torment erodes the seditionary's will. The rabble are to know only awe and terror. The words of the ship's regulations ring out across the room. The Void take your procedures. They're not seditionaries. They serve the dynasty just like you and I. Did any of them confess to anything useful? Nothing important or indeed worthy of your attention. You detect a slight hesitation before the reply. There is something you are not being told. I'm interested in any and all statements, even the most outlandish ones. Outlandish ones. One of the Inferni was found to be missing his pass to the room housing the work log cogitator. Losing such a pass is a serious offense, but the scoundrel claims an enforcer took it from him. He could not specify the name and rank of the enforcer, but he did give a description. A man, tall, blonde hair. Obviously he is lying. He either lost it or he sold it for a bottle of rotgut. Cease the beatings immediately. Those people are to be provided rations and water. I would not dare disobey your lordship's order, even one I disagree with. Thank you. We won't forget your mercy. Heinrich gestures to a disheveled young woman and a short-haired girl in her teens. Both are dressed in utility coveralls and smeared with soot. Captain, let me introduce my sister Demi and her niece Mia. Ladies, you should thank the Lord Captain for helping you. Hello, your Majesty. Thank you for the food and water, and for not letting them chop our hands off. That would have left us a little short-handed. She laughs awkwardly. Mia snorts and elbows Demi in the ribs. It's your lordship, and don't make jokes when you're so terrible at them. Do you want the Lord Captain to change his mind and send you back? Argenta smiles warmly. Feisty one, isn't she? She has the spirit of a true sister of battle, but when I look at her family, I am glad she has someone to care for her, and that the Emperor did not call her to serve him with weapons and fire as we do. Deckard, are your serfs literate? I could lend them a highly informative pamphlet on etiquette. Cassie glances at Nemi and Mia's grubby hands and wrinkles her nose. Then again, they would probably just burn it for warmth. You have a fine family, Imric. Thank you, your lordship. Lord Captain. They're all I live for, and thanks to you, the people most important to me are now safe. Enforcer Klein snaps to attention. Identifying the victim has proven impossible. His face has been smashed in and his body is badly maimed. There are too many wounds to determine the exact cause of death, but presumably he died after the killer slit his throat. That's how they drained his blood. No external signs of mutation were found. In other words, we have nothing. Klein, this isn't a report. It's a declaration of our incompetence before the Lord Captain. You'll keep digging around inside that corpse until you have produced some results. Study the enforcer's faces. Ginevra looks at Klein with sympathy. She clearly cares about him, but does not wish to trample on her comrade's honor with words of comfort. Brodko regards Klein with a contemptuous smirk, while Klein scowls back at him. There were no external signs of mutation, you say. What about internal signs? Performing an autopsy was inadvisable due to the danger of contaminating the area with genetic aberration. You see a flash of genuine horror in Klein's eyes before his gaze turns glassy. You've seen that look before in the eyes of other veterans. It's the expression of someone reliving painful memories that have left behind deep scars. They cannot hope to overcome such trauma on their own. They would need help or a partner, or perhaps some strong emotional stimulus. It would seem that I had an exaggerated opinion of this veteran's courage. He should get some rest. Let Frostco take over his duties. No, that's very mean. I've heard that Medicaid officers often perform autopsies in pairs. One cuts up the body and the other records the findings. You should get a partner, Klein. According to regulations, one enforcer is required for this duty. However, your lordship's proposal is reasonable. Did you have someone in mind? I think Ginevra would make an excellent choice. You catch Ginevra's grateful look, then watch as she smiles encouragingly at Klein. Come on, Klein. You better teach the Greenhorns how to carve up mutants. I'll grab us a pair of respirators to make sure we don't catch anything. Klein is up to his elbows in blood, his eyes flaring defiantly. I've examined the filth inside and out. Its innards are a genetic nightmare. It's a bag of corruption wrapped in human skin. Extra organs, scales, atrophied ingrown limbs. But that's not what's important. The body was disfigured posthumously. They killed the mutant with surgical precision before opening his throat and draining his blood. It wasn't until the actual murder that they crushed his head and tried to cover up his wounds. The wounds were so brutal I almost missed his work tattoo. The victim was a pipe warden. I found this in his throat. Presents a blood-stained raven feather. A certain legend springs to your mind, one involving Saint Quirine, who was granted a portent of enemies hiding among the faithful. When Quirine prayed to the Emperor for a sign that might reveal the traitors, a raven feather burst out of her mouth to inscribe the names of the conspirators. Only someone versed in the symbology of the Imperium could have left such a message. Remember Saint Quirine? Could this be a sign? Biomutants do not make allusions to saints. This was someone versed in the creed. Fine, I wish to gift you a glass of Amasek for your good work. You look like you need it. Fine accepts the glass and downs it instantly. Evidently, he's in no state to savor the bouquet and taste of the fine drink you have offered him. For what purpose was the corpse mutilated? Someone wanted to hide the cause of death. What I fail to understand is why they would leave the body out in the open instead of disposing of it. It is imperative that we find whoever mutilated the body. I concur. Would you like to give us specific instruction, Lord Captain? One cannot disfigure a body like that and stay clean. Or any bloodstained garments, rags, or the like. Sarberg nods firmly. If the perpetrator was in a hurry to cover their tracks, they may not have had time to dispose of the soiled clothing. Thank you, Lordship, for your wise counsel. What tattoo? What do pipe wardens have to do with anything? The pipe wardens are a worker clan that services the ship's sewer system. The tattoo indicates the worker's status and personal number. This one was SP24601, Senior Pipe Warden. What's our next step? We should run the victim's identification number through the Masterwork Log Cogitator. If its machine spirit favors us, we will be able to narrow down the number of suspects. Ginevra, this is your arena. Ginevra approaches you, followed by a dignified woman in crimson robes. Allow me to introduce the esteemed tech priest, Adravita Fee. Fi? She believes she has the right to obstruct the investigation and refuse to grant the enforcers access to the magic cogitator. The tech priest lets out an indignant binaric trill. I request the laywoman's willful activities be halted. She intends to torment the machine spirit of the Masterwork Log Cogitator Iota 3B. The venerable spirit is ill and in no disposition to endure such abuse. What is the problem with the machine spirit? The spirit is old and quick to anger. It is therefore calls for a sensitive approach, not a torturous intrusion by a brutish laywoman. Since the start of this watch, the spirit has been unwell, so we have been trying to soothe its woes by applying sacred unguents and sensing the great machine's boards. The dogma of data recuperative quarantine prohibits any disturbances to blessed machines found to be in such a state. What is exactly does the data recuperative dogma prescribe? Let no profane hand touch the sacred machine stricken. Let the mechanism be shielded from all otherworldly troubles by a veil of righteous litany, and let its shrine be thricely honored till the malady is no more. Judging by Ginevra's expression, she would rather have her profane hands touch Androvita Fee's neck. Pascal, how profane would you say your hands are? I am a Magos Explorator in this vessel's Agency Prime. The profanity of this unit's hands, as well as the rest of its limbs, organs, and augmentics, is null. If the honored Magos supervises the laywoman's tactful interaction with the spirit, I will sanction this disturbance. Oh, cool. So just having Pascal allowed me to solve that. Raising her hands high, she wails. Omnisia preserve us. The Great Spirit was infected by a layperson. That is the culprit you should be searching for, not some pipe warden. Sacrilege. Registering a Category 3 act of sacrilege, resulting in a Category Epsilon Quadro transgressive scenario. Requesting the inclusion of the offender in the Registry of Wanted Entities for the purpose of expiative disposal. We discovered that the cogitator's malfunctions began after an unauthorized attempt to access it was made. Someone deliberately angered the machine spirit in order to bury the work logs. Thankfully, the esteemed tech priest was able to appease the spirit and extract the information we needed. The victim's name was Orto. On the day he died, he was servicing Valve 27B, which supplies water to the rogue trader's bath chamber. He also had a partner who has yet to appear for duty since the incident occurred. We have a suspect. One of the Inferni said he had his pass to the maintenance room taken away by an enforcer. Our villain? But how did they get past Ginevra's guards unnoticed? Sarbeck stares intently at Ginevra as she grows pale. Did the murderer get to the cogitator too? Impossible. Since the start of the watch, this area has been used as the center of operations. No rabble could have slipped by unnoticed. Moreover, a common pipe warden wouldn't know how to commune with a machine spirit. The murderer had help. Who was the partner? Senior Pipe Warden Gwennon, number SP26855. An 8th generation pipe warden, no registered infractions, excellent discipline, perfect work record, an exemplary servant of the Imperium. Master-at-Arms, how do you propose we find our new suspect? Before Sarbeck can respond, Rocco cuts in. Your lordship, there was a man named Guidon among the rabble waiting to be interrogated. He immediately struck me as suspicious. Please allow me to question the man in your presence. Sarbeck narrows her eyes, but all she says is, bring him in, now. Alright. How suspicious are you? Before you stands a gaunt man in work clothes. His face is swollen from bruises, and several of his fingers are broken and sticking out at odd angles. He stares vacantly in the distance with watery eyes. Start talking, you miserable wretch. You tried to kill the Lord Captain, didn't you? Hardco grabs the worker by the lapels. Whedon's coat flies open, revealing crude occult symbols painted all over his body. What's this? Radical brands? Cultist scum. Whedon yells, baring what remains of his teeth. Yes, it was me. I tried to put a curse on the Lord Captain. I killed my partner in a wicked ritual, rubbed elbows with them demons, and consorted with them, all to carry out a dark plot and doom the Lord Captain for the glory of my almighty master. He burst into a fit of hysterical, theatrical cackling. His words. He's trying to paint over them with fake and garish hues, but his abject terror carries with it too much black and gray. What does he hope to accomplish with this? He has admitted to everything, the vermin. I've insisted time and again that the assassination attempt was carried out by one of your surviving henchmen, and I was right. I guess we weren't so thorough in clearing them out as we thought. Brodko casts a sharp look at Sarabak. Assess the Enforcer's reactions to the confession. Parker looks proud and self-important. Ginevra is biting her nail, as if hesitant to say anything. Sarabek is observing the worker in silence, apparently sunk deep in thought. Meanwhile, Klein merely stands with his distrustful grimace on his face. Other than Hotko, no one here seems to believe that you are looking at the real culprit. Does the Master-at-Arms not find it strange that the suspect is so eager to paint himself as a heretic, and in such a preposterous fashion, no less? I agree, Lord Captain. Sarabek growls at the worker. I want the truth. Who are you? And who told you to give us this pathetic confession? The man blenches and starts bawling. He gives up on his sinister theatrics and babbles in the voice of a common worker. Forgive me, your lordship. I'm not Gwyn. I'm not a heretic. Yart's me name, and I'm a laundryman. Please have mercy. They took my family. The enforcer said she'd throw them out the airlock if I don't confess. She made me draw these unholy marks on myself. What enforcer? Name her. Give me her name. Ginevra. Her name was Ginevra. What? I swear I've not. Ginevra. The steely edge in Sarabek's voice causes everyone present to freeze, but you also hear a note of bewilderment. We will deal with her later. I will handle the search for Gwyn myself. Lord Captain, would you have us execute this demon worshipper? Execute. Truly no word sounds sweeter to this monkey's ears. Hold. He has lied to us more than once, and maybe he's lying us still. Ginevra, do you have anything you want to say? I've never threatened his family, and I certainly did not force him to lie and draw heretical signs. I barely even remember his face. I may have interrogated him before, but it was someone else who put him up to this. He knows your name and pointed you out right away. Do you not find that funny? And do you not find it funny that your head is always up your arse, Hardco? It's obvious that someone framed her. Cease this bickering. Sarabek's snarl forces the officers to back down. Lord Captain, what we have here is a liar, and a well-coached one at that. He will never confess on his own, so what do you suggest? Faith changes people. Take a book of Psalms and read it to him until he confesses. That's an option. I'm leaning towards we need to change our approach. Bandage his wounds and give him food. Talk to him gently and with kindness. A vein swells on her temple. Should we also grant him a pleasure palace in the spires of Dargonis while we are at it? Lord Captain, I doubt you will get the results you desire, but we will do everything within our power. What do you want us to do with him whenever we are done? I do unfortunately think it might be better to take the dogmatic option. No. Well, but the thing is, he may still end up being cursed because he put those symbols on himself. No, I can't do it. Spare him and wash off the heretical symbols and let him rejoin his family. It will be done. There's no cause for alarm, Lord Captain. This conspirator may have been fake, but now it is only a matter of time before we find the real culprit. We have the pipe warden's names and identification numbers, and we know which clan they're from. We'll keep pressing the riffraff until either the culprit confesses or someone turns him in. I will handle this. The Master-at-Arms pointedly grips them all on her belt. Please enjoy your meal in the interim, Lord Captain. The scoundrel will appear before us soon enough. Lord Captain, the real pipe warden Gwydon has been found and is being escorted here as we speak. Are there any remaining questions you wish to address before we hear Gwydon himself? You can start by reporting on the results of the additional investigative efforts. Absolutely, Captain. Your insightful suggestion helped the enforcers to locate the evidence. In fact, we found a bloody synth coat in one of the vents, a standard issue included in every enforcer outfit on the ship. The interrogation of the detainee Yart had to be suspended. He seems to have gone mad. He just keeps mumbling that it was Ginevra who sent him up to lie and that he must therefore be set free. I doubt we will get anything further out of him, be it with cruelty, kindness, or holy prayer. This concludes my report. Someone attempted to mislead our investigation. We cannot let this go without consequences. Undoubtedly. Let's go over the facts we have on this sabotage and compile them. The body of the deceased was mutilated after death. It was likely that the nature of the injuries would have proven very useful in the investigation. The perpetrator concealed them for that very reason. Someone sabotaged the work log cogitator so that it would be harder for us to find the victim's partner, who might have information valuable to the investigation. Instead of the murdered man's partner, we were given a fool, one who thoroughly incriminated himself first before admitting that Captain Ginevra had put him up to it. Sarbeck glowers at Ginevra, who pales in fear. Who was guarding the body? It was Ginevra. Klein reluctantly nods at his fellow enforcer. I relieved her when I came to inspect the corpse, which by then had been cut up. Ginevra nervously adjusts her armor under Sarbeck's piercing gaze. The corpse was already looking like that when it came under my purview, but I could not get the name of the officer who discovered it. The deck was such a mess that I decided I would deal with it later. A bloody synth coat was discovered not far from the corpse. I would ask the enforcers in this room to present their coats. The Russell synthetic fiber fills the room. All the enforcers show their coats, except Frotko. He shrugs complacently under the gaze of his comrades. I do not wear it. An enforcer must be able to withstand the cold, and the serfs treat synth coats as a sign of weakness. Behind the armor of affected indifference, his thoughts ooze grimy hues, like blood mixed with umber. It looks vile. Who had access to the work log cogitator? The tech priest did not let anyone near the cogitator. They even tried to prevent the enforcer's investigation. Ginevra, were you there the entire time? Yes, ma'am, since the start of the watch. I went there right after I handed the body over to Klein. The only time I stepped away was to retrieve the data slate from my quarters. I left the watchman, but he went missing. Most likely one of the officers did not realize he was on duty and sent him off on some errand, but I was only gone for a few minutes. Very convenient. A missing sentry, a data slate misplaced against regulations. Frotko drummed his fingers on a holster on his belt where his own data slate sits tightly nested. I don't understand how I could have forgotten it. I always check my gear when I go on duty. One of the Inferni complained that an enforcer had taken away his pass to the room with the Master Cogitator, and it was a man. That it wasn't her, just one of her accomplices. Will you give us a name, Ginevra? Shut your mouth, Rotko. Nothing has been proven yet. Rotko, this is all you're doing, is it not? Sarbeck draws her autopistol and points at Rotko, who appears entirely unperturbed. I will give you one chance to retain your last shred of honor and confess. You sabotaged the investigation. Why? Is it not obvious? Rotko smugly arches an eyebrow. To expose the conspiracy myself and to prove your incompetence to his lordship. To take the place I actually deserve. For years I toiled for the good of the dynasty, but when the former Master-at-Arms was killed, I was refused my promotion. Instead, they give the position to you, a self-serving Sarbeck nit. I guess a noble name means more than talent. When this crime occurred, I realized it was my chance to show what I was worth. While you were busy dallying, I quickly learned the name of the suspect, diverted the course of the investigation, easy enough task, and began looking for the real Gwydon. Had I found him in time, your position would have already been mine, Jocasta. Simply listen to yourself and you will understand why they may be Master-at-Arms. Lord Captain, I request permission to dispose of this refuse personally. Triumph of Justice. Flagship shield strength and evasion are increased by plus 5%. The gruesome execution of Captain Frotko has increased the diligence of both enforcers and those who have been entrusted to supervise the crews of the engines and shields modules now work their hardest for fear of punishment. Interesting. Why were you trying to frame Ginevri? A backup plan. You always need someone to blame if you make a mistake. Rocco's voice sounds calm, even casual. I could have framed Klein, but that young upstart was already galloping through the ranks too fast and was clearly aiming for my station. Besides, she and her thick-witted subordinates were always right where I wanted them to be. You do not seem to fear punishment. With all due respect to your lordship, I am an enforcer. I've looked death in the eye, and I will accept your judgment with dignity. Were you really hoping to deceive the Master-at-Arms and myself? Your dismissive tone makes Rotko flinch with indignation. I had every chance, but you were shrewder than I expected. My little trick with the body did work. You still don't know who was behind it all, but I have already figured it out. I hid Gwydon from you by damaging the cogitator and delivering an idiot willing to incriminate himself out of fear. I even prepared a contingency plan in case he cracks by making sure he would blame someone else. Yes, there were a couple of slip-ups, but you must admit it was a solid attempt. No, we're gonna have to execute you, because you also were willing to, like, throw someone else under the bus and, like, actively, like, caused problems in the investigation at every turn. Rotko, for your crimes of sabotage, slander, and heresy, I hereby condemn you to death. Master-at-Arms, carry out the sentence. Oh, she's taking her time with this one. Rotko tries to speak, but his words are cut off by a devastating blow to the jaw. He collapses to the ground, but Sarbek raises them all again and delivers another blow, this time to his ribs. She stretches out the pleasure, slowly crushing his bones and savoring every scream. When she is done, she finally allows the bloody mess that was once Frotko to die where it lies. Ugh, brutal. Mercy of the Stars gained the ability Triumph of Justice, so now evasion and strength of the shield are 5% better. Also, we're a little more dogmatic. Well, that keeps care of the traitor. Now let us proceed with interrogating the Pipe Warden. The Pipe Warden does his best to remain reverentially bowed, which paints a rather comical picture given his formidable height and complexion. He lowers his head, tugging at his beard. Senior Pipe Warden Gwyn, honored to serve, Lord Captain. I'm ready to confess to everything. You are the real Pipe Warden, Gwyn, are you not? I am, and I'm proud of it, Lord Captain. A Pipe Warden's craft is hard work, but necessary. My number is SP26855. My work partner was the late Orto. Number SP24601. I oversee the water supply systems on the upper deck, sector A3, K8, R2. That includes valve 27B. That could be no mistake. I have verified his identity myself. It has also been confirmed by the other workers. Why did you fill my bath with blood? I did as the servant of death commanded. She said the Emperor gave the first spinner a sign that your lordship should be bathed in the blood of poor Otto, my partner, and I was scared, so I obeyed. The first spinner? Are you talking about the Vizier of the Bloodspun Web? Yes, that's him. He leads the death cultists, the lot who worship the Emperor by killing. His spinners hunt down heretics, but sometimes they take righteous lives too. Their service is mysterious, fervent, and bloody. If the Vizier ordered it, there must have been a reason. The Undying One must have revealed something to him that we are ignorant of. With an acerbic smile, Einrich blows a stream of smoke in Sarbeck's direction. What a shocking turn of events, Jocasta. The Inferni are innocent. Who could have seen that coming? Could it be that you were wrong to brutalize and humiliate my people? Do not expect an apology from me. I was doing my duty. You can play the victim all you want, but I haven't forgotten the circumstances under which your blasted plan came to be on this ship. Consider every strike upon your backs a reminder of that event. Did you kill your mutant partner? I didn't kill him, and I didn't know he was a mutant. Orin and I always got along, even if he wasn't much for talking. But then, a servant of death came from the darkness, ended him quickly but harshly. She bled him dry and put a black feather in his throat. She told me to pump blood into the pipes, and then she left. I wanted to confess, but I was afraid she'd come for me too if I did. Summon the Vizier of the Bloodspun Web. I wish to hear his explanation. As you will, Lord Captain. Your lordship, if I may ask, what happens to me now? I never meant to anger you. I thought I was doing it as the Emperor willed it. But here we are. I'm a simple man. I know pipes, and I know them a lot better than all the people in business. All this people business. My eyes aren't what they used to be, but I can still smell rust and metal. Not so much in people's thoughts. I think he did do exactly what he should do, which is he trusted a servant of the Emperor, and even if he didn't think it was a good idea, he still did what he was supposed to. So, I'll have you provided the best ocular implant for your work. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, your lordship. I'll serve you faithfully, and I'll never forget your mercy. The Vizier of the Bloodspun Web treads lightly, as silently as if his old gaunt body has no weight at all. He whispers weakly, Domin Deckard willed to see me, and so I have come. Nod respectfully. I have summoned you to discuss the actions of your apprentices. The Vizier responds in an equally respectful manner. Let their deeds be weighed. Investigation is established that the Bloodspun Web orchestrated an attack on his lordship by means of pouring unholy blood into his bath. This affront... The old man's murmurs drown out Sarback's relentless voice. Domin Deckard knows the truth. So it was done. For so I did. Will. It was no affront, but a prophecy. For my hands to divine, unsullied martyrs offered their souls and bodies into his imperishable embrace. I gazed into the red rivers of their smoldering lives, and I did see a roiling unclean staining the bays, reaching for the anointed lord of the Ark. In my apprentice's last sighs, I heard the Undying Ones whisper. He bid me, bathe the Domin in the blood of he who must go, and they who have been righteous, for this will shield the Domin and strengthen his body against the roiling unclean. I obeyed. The man who you killed, who was he? I know not. I heard only the name, and I knew he must go. He listens to the empty space above his shoulder and nods. Yes, we need no more knowledge than that. What do you mean by the roiling unclean? He did not reveal, but is corruption itself. It offends him. It tastes as sweet as fetid water in old pipes. Its promises are the deception of an enforcer's smile. Its face is elusive. You claim that you did it because the God Emperor willed so. I speak, move, and draw breath because he wills so. I defy not the Undying One, neither in death that gifts nor and takes, nor in my living existence. Master-at-Arms, are you convinced that we have found the culprits? The situation is clear, your lordship. Sarbeck makes the sign of the Aquila. The Emperor sent us a portent. The protector of mankind guides the hands of his holy servants to guard us and warn us of hidden threats. God Emperor, I thank thee for protecting us, even though there are instruments of your protection whose purity and holiness I may never understand. This Monkey has drawn attention to the mutant in a way that could not be ignored. A shrewd tactic, if the threat is indeed as great as he believes. Could it be a coincidence that the victim of the ritual was a genetic aberration? The officers around you keep a respectful silence. You can tell by their faint smiles they find the very idea of doubting the Emperor's providence absurd. Fair enough. The cult of the Bloodspun Web will face no persecution for their deed. The Vizier freezes, listening to silence, then nods to nothing. Yes, yes, I will tell him. He turns his sewn-shut eyes to you once more. We are seeds in your hands, giver of life. Whether you keep us or scatter us, we will remain grateful. Be that as it may, we've hit a dead end. We hoped that exposing the culprits would lead us to the aberration's lair. Let the Bloodspun Web find the mutants breeding on my ship. But no spinner or brave warrior from the Domin's circle can find the roots of the unclean, for it can appear as human and act as human. Only its thoughts betray its vile nature. Only its thoughts are never human. Wise. Anxious silence falls the moment Sarbeck says this one word. She narrows her eyes. Is it unclean thoughts we need to find? Very well. Let Wise find them. He knows how, no matter how badly he wishes that the rest of us forgot about it. Vinny Zachary is a fearsome hunter. When he hunts, the flagship wails. When he thinks, my teeth creak, and I can feel pain as if I was young again. But his power is great indeed. He can hunt down our prey. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems not everyone here is eager to leave this matter to Master Wise. I would say the one least eager will be Master Wise himself. Last time his efforts caused some severe warp manifestations. The ritual is truly perilous. How can the choir master of the Estropath be of use to us? The esteemed Zachary Wise can perform the ritual of thought reading. This practice lets him do a cursory examination of the minds of dangerous people in search of certain individuals. A ritual as rare as it is dangerous, and only someone as versed as Master Wise can accomplish such a feat. Has he done anything like this before? Once, Lady Theodora made use of his services to expose spies on board, who apparently had been in the employ of Lord Inquisitor Calcazar. Adira can perform the ritual. Vizier listens intently, not to the words of anyone present, but rather to someone invisible and inaudible. I hear you, yes. The witch is weak. Death whispers of many names that it will claim if she is allowed. Names whose time to be erased is not now. Oh, okay. If she was stronger, maybe she could do it correctly. That is all. Master-at-Arms, your duty is done. I give you leave to wrap up the investigation on the officer's death. My duty will be done when the threat is eliminated. I'll brief the enforcers while you consult Choirmaster Wise, Lord Captain. Okay, we have to talk to the Choirmaster. Where is he? That's the helmsman. I think we have to go to another compartment. Yeah, we have to go to the chapel. Okay, let's go to the chapel. All right, to another compartment. To the chapel. Yeah, let's take our default party. Okay. And let's go talk to Wise. Choirmaster Wise turns towards you long before you reach him. A chill runs down your spine as if someone were watching you from inside your own being. You summon your will and drive out the unpleasant sensation. The choirmaster smiles sadly. You charge your mind well, your lordship, and yet I can guess why you have come. With all due respect, I'm asking you to reconsider. So you would rather not take part in the search for mutineers? It is my wish to be useful, your lordship, but what you have come for will put the ship in peril. A ritual of this kind can, and certainly will, go the worst way possible. Your predecessor came to me with the same orders once. Nothing good came of it. Please believe me, Lord Captain, when I say a mountain of corpses was the least of the problems we faced that time. So you say you performed the ritual before for Theodora. Many years ago. It was a time when Lady Theodora had become anxious. Perhaps the Lord Inquisitor's interests in her affairs adversely affected her, shall we say, trust in her own subjects. She was expecting a betrayal, and eventually her paranoia brought her to me. I performed the ritual, but the choir ceased to exist. The Asuryani spend decades tempering their spirits before touching the veil. You lack the gift of time, yet you seek to harness powers that you are only too pleased with your ignorance. What is the nature of the ritual? It takes the entire choir's power to invade such a prodigious number of minds at once. I weave their voices into a chord and steer it into the murky sea of other people's souls. Together we read tens of thousands of thoughts, emotions, and intents looking for the thing we are after. The seed of corruption you are interested in. Why are you so worried about the ritual? Lord Captain, do you know the proverb about staring too long into the abyss? What you are asking for is tantamount to plunging the entire choir into the abyss. A ritual like that will require incredible focus from each of its participants. It will take a single careless thought, a single glance in the wrong direction for the way back to be lost. Human minds fusing into one another, vitrified organs inside still living bodies, perverse fantasies manifesting in the flesh. Nothing will stop the horrors of the warp from spreading all over the ship in the blink of an eye. And even if I agreed, it would be impossible. I would need a second powerful telepath as a defender to shield my mind. The last time my best apprentice, Adeline, did that, but she's no longer with us. She was exceptionally talented, rivaling even myself. Now I know of only one psyker in the entire expanse who is her equal, but he is bound in the service of one House Winterscale's planetary governors, and thus unavailable to us, which makes her a dangerous enterprise and impossibility. How bad was it? Worse than you can imagine, your lordship. It only took a fraction of a second lingering inside another mind for one of the astropaths to lose control of their own. The affliction spread down the chain like fire. No one was spared. The minds of my charges could not withstand the tension. Their consciousness were caught in a vortex of alien thoughts. The fortunate ones died at once. As for the rest... Argenta makes the sign of the Aquila. Protect the souls of the stricken and take them under your wing, and that your faithful servants may find peace. How did you survive? I managed to send out a call for help and did my best to contain the phantoms on my own before Lady Theodora arrived. I was the only survivor out of the entire choir. Her ladyship allowed me to spend a month in secluded cell. Upon those floor and walls I drew the most powerful protective hexagrams I knew. I was crushed. I was broken. And worst of all, I was afraid. Afraid of meeting the same fate as Adeline and my other apprentices. An astropath must never be afraid, your lordship. One who yields to fear dies and dooms those around them. How did you replenish the choir? Lady Theodora bombarded the Adeptus Administratum for months with requests to provide her with a new astropathic choir. In the end, new voices did fill the chapel. They were never told what happened to the previous choir, but they have inklings. And I prayed to the God Emperor that they never find out the details of that tragedy. I see. That is the harsh truth, your lordship. It must not be done. I must take my leave. I think it's necessary, though. We can find a psyker who will help you perform the ritual. And who is it? The choir master smile, though courteous, seems ever so slightly sarcastic. You mentioned a powerful psyker employed by the Winterscales. Who is he? Master Harriman is a seasoned telepath, but his lord would never part with such an incredibly valuable specialist. A sizable amount of money will be necessary to organize Master Hyman's escape. So we would lose profit factor for this. Ooh, this is difficult. Okay. So the question is it worth it? I wonder. Okay. I think it's worth the loss of the profit factor. Because thinking it through, so our options are risking a companion who may not even be able to help. Because Adira, I don't know how helpful Adira is going to be with this. Heinrichs is not an astropath. And I don't think I'm able to do it because I'm like a biomancy psyker. So I think it's worth it to get the professional. As you please. Master Harriman will welcome the news of his forthcoming release. His present load is quite unpleasant. I will report back once Master Harriman has been brought on board. Alright.
It's about time.
So now we just have to wait. Back to the bridge. Reminder that all of this was just something that happened while we were on our way to our other destination. So we never even actually got there. Alright, now we're here. Nameless star. Projection from the warp. What the fuck is that? Let's scan all the other planets first. Okay, that's an ancient bunker. This is plasteel, which I guess we'll take. Okay, so that gives us some stuff we can harvest. Harvest the adamantium. The sight before you has exited the officer corps, who are delighted to express the truly majestic end of this planet through the huge windows on the bridge, one of many nameless worlds throughout the expanse. An unknown reason caused the planet to break into several uneven parts, but its strong magnetic field is still preventing them from drifting into the cold abyss of space. The planet's hard inner core has remained almost untouched as thousands of explosions taking place under its shell of hard metals light up the world's heart from the inside. The Augur crew detects several ruined extractiums on the broken planet's surface. Their analysis shows somebody used to mine adamantine here, but abandoned the deposit after the catastrophe. Most of the machines are damaged beyond repair, but the tech adepts claim one of the complexes can be restored if the road has the acquired parts and equipment. Let's give them scrap to repair it. A few dozen time bells later, Lord Captain is informed that the repair crew is suffering from unrelenting headaches, most likely caused by the oppressive magnetic field of the world. However, the machines have been successfully repaired, and the extraction of adamantine may continue if the Lord Captain wishes. Of course, the mine needs to be staffed with a squad of working servitors and a maintenance brigade doomed to endure the endless pain caused by the magnetic storms. Unfortunately, I think we just have to take that. You leave a part of the crew to extract the adamantine for the Von Valencia's protectorate. Those fortunate to escape such a fate fervently pray for the lives of their friends and family, hoping to find them in good health should they be reunited someday. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just unnecessary evil. Because this is a rare material. This looks like a habitable world. Okay. What is this? Well, when the road trader ship draws near the unidentified celestial body, the machine spirits on every deck from captain's bridge to the cargo holds become frantic. The engines are refusing to cooperate, sending the void ship hurtling towards the epicenter of the anomaly like an arrow towards a target. You awake after unsettled sleep to find yourself lying on a stiff cardboard mat. You are overcome with a strange sense of wrongness. The place is dark and reeks of body odor. Someone elbows you under the ribs and grabs you by the collar, spitting abuse. It's an enforcer patrolling the void ship. She is clearly displeased. Well, we have a high strength. Let's just punch her. Punch her in the face and run. You wrestle out of the enforcer's grip with ease, punch the woman in the nose, and turn around and flee into the darkness of unknown passageways. After taking yet another turn, you look over your shoulder to see you're being pursued and notice a sign of the bulkhead. Bay Theta 54, the lower decks. Talk to the locals to learn about everyday life on the lower decks. The locals offer friendly smiles as soon as they see you. Perhaps it's your appearance. Staring hazily back at you out of a glass bulkhead is a shaggy, sooty face, worn out, vagrant in rags. A face not all that different from those of your new friends. At any rate, no one's trying to hurt you. You're told a couple of amusing stories about local life, the almighty Lord Captain, and the monsters that frighten people every now and then, when the entire ship shakes and red lumens flash overhead. The ragged people who have been thoroughly enjoyed your pleasant company walk with you to the base supervisor's cabin. The workers ask the supervisor to report a stray noble from the upper decks. Your poise and manners do make you stand out from the humble citizens of the lower decks. When you are restored to the bridge, the Voxmaster gives praise to the Emperor of Humanity and explains that you were trapped in an anomaly that made the people on the ship inexplicably trade places. A rescue squad was dispatched at once to retrieve your lordship, but your friends from the lower decks have already helped the Lord Captain back to where he belongs. Interesting. Well, we have an ancient bunker that we need to investigate, but we will do that next time, as it is already getting late, and I do not know how long this is going to take. Also, the ads are starting to try and go. So, save here. Next time, we will go after Oasis 5 for this ancient bunker, just to see what kind of loot we could find. And also, we're going to try and, looking at the map here, we're going to try to help the Eldari. Well, some of the Eldari. We'll see how much help we can actually be to them, but I would like to save some of them if possible. So, until then, we will continue this next Tuesday. Thank you all for joining me. Let's see. Do we have enough people for a raid? No, we do not. Okay, so, well, at least not enough active people. There's probably some people lurking, so... But if you are lurking, appreciate lurkers. If you want to keep up to date on things that are going on, or if you just want to hang out, I do have a Discord now. Huzzah, there we go. Go ahead and ping it. But otherwise, thank you for joining me. Have a good evening. Have a good day. Have a good night.